touch me, baby. Come with me and you won't wanna leave. We can switch roles and be control of me. Want it? I got it, but you gotta come and get it. Don't be scared or panic. I'm kind of easy. Bang, boom, gonna get you to my waiting for you to tick. I don't care what anyone says, but you better with the lights out. It's better with the lights out. It's better with the lights out. La 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 la. The second round's the best. The moves get more complex. The way our bodies moving, syncopation feels the best. Come with me and you won't wanna leave. Put your body all over me. Want it? I got it, but you gotta come and get it. Don't be scared or panic. I'm kind of easy. Bang, boom, gonna get you to my room. Waiting for you to tick. I don't care what anyone says, but you better with the lights out. It's better with the lights out. Name's Flora and I'm the boss. You asked for it, now kinda take it off. I'll never get you as you head down south. Now show me how you use that mouth. Toxic God's here to knock your socks off. Here to tell you it's better with the lights out. Bang, bang, boom, I'll take it in my room. I told you, bitch, it's better with the lights out. Want it? I got it, but you gotta come and get it. Don't be scared or panic. I'm kind of easy. Bang, boom, gonna get you to my room. Waiting for you to tick. I don't care what anyone says, but you better with the lights out. Yeah, shit's better with the lights out. Turn them off, baby, yeah. Shit's better with the lights out.
Too many days in the darkness without a glimpse of the light. Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight. I see you broken and beat, head pulled down over your eyes. Every part of you wants to surrender, but darling, you were meant to survive. With every start, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head. With every start, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head. walked in darkness, my home was the night. They came into my life, showed me brilliant light. 'Cause you radiate, you fill my heart again, a grace that never ends. I know that you with me, take me to a new horizon. I've never known a joy so vibrant. Your love is where I found my life in. And you glow in my heart. You glow in my heart. You glow in my heart. You glow in my heart.
Ever since I've known your love, you turned my life around. Ever since I saw your heart,
My feet can't touch the ground. 'Cause you radiate, you fill my heart again, a grace that never ends. I know that you with me, take me to a new horizon. I've never known a joy so vibrant. Your love is where I found my life in. And you glow in my heart. And you glow in my heart. You glow in my heart. Cause you radiate, you fill my heart again, a grace that never ends. Got so much weight on my shoulders, enough to knock me out, but I'm still holding the throne. You never know till it's over. So pretty it hurts. Just beware of the thorns. You got a glimpse, and you can't resist, luring you in closer. Guess I got a jinx. You want an honest man, but you don't understand. I won't be here when you wake up again. You want an honest man, but you don't understand. I won't be here when you wake up again.
This is my world.
Let's make it count.
I must practice tolerance.
Next, GSL Season 3. Reversal.
Don't let it What's up, everybody? We're back here at GSL Code S. It's time to start the round of 8. And for one of the only days ever here in GSL, we're working on Tuesday. We also have another cast tomorrow, and then it's Korean Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So the whole round of 8 is going to be done in 2 days.
Yeah, today and
immediately.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
So we are ripping right through there. And then a little bit of time off while we wait for that round of 4 as we finish up the last season of GSL this year.
That's right.
Starting to lock in those players for BlizzCon Tasteless. The foreigners are all decided. It's time to decide some of these Koreans tonight. We're going to eliminate a couple of them.
This is an especially important part of the tournament for WCS points here. So a lot of pressure. We do have TY, he's obviously, you guys know him as a great player, but he also is casting this season. So we have a funny situation where he's been casting most of the tournament, but he's been getting far enough in this. He's been casting less and less. So we have Sue casting with us today.
Yeah. Well, not with us, but with us.
He's with us in spirit.
Yeah. And, well, with us as a company, I guess.
So here's what the bracket looks like right now. Dark versus TY, Rogue versus Zest, Keen versus Trap, and Maru versus Ragnarok.
Yeah, and we are doing the left side right now tonight. Dark versus TY and Keen versus Trap. And then tomorrow night we'll be doing Rogue versus Zest and Maru versus Ragnarok. I mean, I said it before, the top part of the bracket looks like a round of 4. It's insane. And then the bottom looks like a round of 32 group. So it's kind of really funny, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for Keen, especially today. I get happy for these guys when they've been playing for almost as long as the show's been going on, and then they finally reach a new milestone. In this case, Keen getting to the round of 8. I think Trap definitely the favorite there. Dark versus TY is going to be interesting as well. Dark, just recently, as of late, has not been playing as well as we would have hoped. In GSL versus the World specifically, I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, well, he just won GSL Tasteless,
No.
so
I was certainly not referencing that.
You need to jump over here head first.
In GSL versus the World, he underperformed. He was the captain of one of the teams, got eliminated in the brackets early. Anyways, we got an interview, and then we're going to go into our match.
Hello everyone, welcome to GSL. So today we have the 4,000th game starting off today. And before we get into the 4,000th game, we're going to have a pre-match interview. And the current WCS Korean ranking #1 Dark is going up against TY today. And it's a phenomenal matchup today. Hello TY. Hello Dark. Okay, let's speak to Dark first. And Dark, you don't seem to have any type of jinx after winning the championship last season. And after looking at the round of 8 bracket, you said that you're really happy. So how are you feeling today? Well, I feel more comfortable than other players right now. Well, I feel like TY is easier compared to other players because I've never lost to him before. Okay, now let's speak with TY. And TY, you made it here after 2 seasons, and you said that you had to go through a lot of experiments before facing off Dark. What do you think? Well, in the process of practicing, I've had several scrims with Rogue, and he helped me a lot. And I think he's the best Zerg right now, so no problem. And Dark seems so confident right now. Well, looking at the head-to-head record, he's clearly a lot ahead, so I'm a little scared. But I feel like Dark has a lot to lose compared to me. So as a perspective of a challenger, I'm going to enjoy my game today. I think you guys are going to have quite contradicting mindsets today. Since Dark has already confirmed his spot in the BlizzCon, and TY is currently ranked 9th. So he needs to take the win today in order to go to BlizzCon. So you probably feel desperate, right? Yes, that's right. So I'm gonna have to beat Dark to earn the qualification to BlizzCon. And if I lose to Dark, I'm gonna lose in BlizzCon anyway. So I'm gonna just play with full confidence. And Dark, you seem so comfortable today. How you feeling? Well, TY said I have lots to lose, but I feel like TY actually has a lot to lose as well. As for me, I'm just so comfortable, and I think I can play with full performance today.
오늘 또 다른 재미가 바로 해설이
And another joy is that the caster right now in placement is Sue.
좀 선배가 당연히 나를 응원하겠지
And Sue was in the same team as Dark. Did Sue cheer for you, Dark?
옛날이었으면은 받았을 텐데 아마
Well,
태양이 형이 올라가면 올라갈수록
if it was before, he probably would have rooted for me. But since TY, if TY wins, Sue gets to keep casting, so I'm not sure.
어윤수 선수의 응원을 좀 받을 거라 예상하시나요?
Did Sue cheer for you, TY?
약간 운명 공동체의 느낌이
Yes,
있어서
that's right.
당연히 응원할 거라고
Sue
생각을
did,
하고
Sue's probably gonna cheer for me right now.
새벽에 윤수 형이랑 연습을 굉장히 도움을 많이
And I actually did get a lot of help from Sue at midnight.
연락이 안 오고 그때 도와주고 계셨네요.
And yeah, Sue's been scrimming with TY
자, 오늘
apparently.
이 결승급 대진
And
많은
this
분들이
matchup
기대하고 있는
seems
매치업이기도
really,
한데요.
really hype.
마지막으로 서로에게 한마디
And
들어보겠습니다.
before we get into the
먼저
actual
강대현
match,
선수?
would you like to send a message to each other?
많이 져왔기 때문에
Well, I've lost to him
이번에
so many times.
크게 달라지지
And
않을
losing
거라고
this one, I
생각하고
don't think
마음을
it's gonna make
편하게
any
굉장히
difference.
먹고 왔어요. 그래서 정말
So I came here
재밌게 도전자의
with a really
입장으로
firm mindset.
우승자에게 한번 도전하고
So I'm
싶습니다.
gonna challenge
네,
the
우승자로서
king to his
전태양
throne.
선수의 도전을 받는데요. 마지막으로 한 말씀 해주시죠.
And Dark, you.
제가 15년도쯤인가 딱 한 세트 못 따가지고
In
블리즈컨을 못 갔거든요.
2015, I couldn't go to BlizzCon because of one set.
화가 많이 났는데
So I was really angry at the
그런 걸
time.
생각하면 태양 형이 부담이 좀 많이 될 것 같아요.
So I'm thinking of the time. I think TY is gonna be quite pressured today.
아니요. 가려면은 좀 이렇게 부담감을 가지고 해야 되지 않나.
You know, in order to qualify to BlizzCon, I think he's gonna have to put up
자,
a
이렇게
very
서로에게
good
훈훈한
performance.
한마디까지 들어봤는데요. 2019 마운틴 듀 GSL
And
시즌 3
2019 Mountain Dew GSL Codes Renovate. Let's see who comes out in this match. And the two players actually boast around 70% win rate in the CVT matchup. So let's kick off the match.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah.
Who do you think takes it, Artosis?
Well, I think Dark takes it, but I do want to point out that we still have Super Tournament too, so this is not actually TY's last chance if he does end up losing. There's a possibility that a good showing in Super Tournament 2 could get him to BlizzCon as well.
Well, there might also be something we don't know. Maybe he's agreed to cast all of Super Tournament. I actually don't know. I would assume not, but I mean, I would assume he still has a shot, but if Super Tournament's only 4 days...
Yeah, I kind of.
It would probably depend on the availability of Sue. I don't know, but if he's saying
the thing is, they go way down the rabbit hole for casters. We'll go all the way to SOS if we have to. You know, it doesn't matter. So
it's true.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Just saying. But yeah, looking at this, I think that Dark is favored going in right now. I think in general, Zerg versus Terran is a little bit on the Zerg side, and we're seeing that kind of play out, but. TY is such a smart player. I want to see what he brings. The thing is, his style is generally a little bit slower. He's not as sharp a TVZ player in the early and mid game like Amaru or an Innovation. He's more someone who will grind you out over the long term, and that's very difficult in the current metagame. So I want to see like what TY has brought here today, because I think he has to approach Dark in a different way than he normally plays his TVZs, if that makes sense.
Well, he's had plenty of time to prepare. Sue and TY, moonlighting, meeting at midnight to come up with builds and strategies.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool to see how this game goes. Again, Dark ranked #1 in WCS, but has just now come back from a disappointing showing in GSL versus the World here to redeem himself, here to win a GSL Code S again. But TY, you know, I mean, he's a caster. I mean, those guys are really good.
Well, we're going to see about that in a moment, basis.
How good can they be?
Yeah.
Map 1 is on Thunderbird, and that is just loaded up. So let's start our best of 5 right now. There it is, 4,000.
Whoa.
Does this mean the world ends? What happens now?
Gosu Crew, Dark.
4,000 matches.
4,000.
And each match.
Is it just GSL Code S, right? Or are we counting everything?
I don't know if we count Super Tournaments or not. I would imagine we count the first 3 seasons because they were basically the same thing.
Splice, TY.
Yeah, I don't What if someone goes through and counts and realizes that someone made up this number? Like someone in the Freaka TV office was given the task to count how many matches there have been, and they got lazy, and they're like, it's probably like 3,700.
Like, there's only been 1,600 matches. We're like, oh, we probably should have checked that. It felt like 4,000 at this point in time for how long we've been doing this.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I mean, I am interested to see what TY brings. Not as much with Dark. You know, are we going to go into very long games? Is he going to bring out more mech or bio? If he has to go to that late game, what style is he going to utilize there?
Lots of people in the studio today, despite the weather being post-apocalyptic outside. Thank you for coming down, guys. It's been wet, it's been rainy, it's been dark in Seoul lately.
It's dark in the studio too.
Nice.
The lights are off, Tasteless. And Dark's playing. So, looks like a very fast third command center here for TY. So he's going to go into a highly economic build, 2 open, getting just the Reaper, no factor or anything. Or, no, I'm sorry, I'm so crazy right now. I wasn't looking at the screen for a minute. That is a regular command center. I was like, wow, that's the fastest third I've ever seen.
It's the third's like, before a second even.
That doesn't even make sense. I know. Anyways, yeah, I mean, Thunderbird is kind of the big macro map right now. See a lot of longer games here. Was this the map where we saw Maru, with the mass nuke Thor type strat, right? Against Ragnarok?
Yeah, I believe
was it against Ragnarok? No, it was against Solar, I believe.
Yeah, against Solar, driving him back.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to go into a game that long. I feel like TY is not going to be able to have the stamina to take on Dark, who is so good at Supreme late game, you know?
Well, TY, in my opinion, for the longest time, until Maru really stepped up and became the god of Terran, I think he was actually the best late game TVZ for years. He was phenomenal at it. It's just late game TVZ is hard right now. Oh, for certain, I think he was much better late game than Innovation.
Really?
Yes. Like, the thing is, Innovation, like, I think that people's assessment of what Innovation is good at is actually wrong a lot of the time. Like, he's so good mechanically, but being good mechanically makes you a god at things like timing attacks, not necessarily at complex tactical army movement late game, right? Those are two very, very different things, and that's what TY specifically is very good at.
Yeah, tactically, he always had the best. Well, he always set up the best positions for really good tactics. Does that make sense? It wasn't just that he tactically was very good. He knew how to bring the game into a position where he could actually utilize that.
Yeah, and the way he rotates his armies around, he makes very, very smart moves later in the game.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so it's weird because Dark mentioned that TY hadn't beaten him. I mean, when you look at it, the style of TY is he wants to get into that later game, and Dark is a player that is also actually very good at the late game.
Do you think Terrans have to approach this matchup the way that Protoss have started to lately in the meta, where a lot of Protosses say we're actually trying to avoid late game? Should Terrans be doing the same? Because we've seen a lot of Terrans welcome the late game, and then Broodling Infestor is just way better. I mean, Terran have tools, but it seems like, at least on the Zerg side, whether it's the way the units operate or the skill of the players, they're certainly exchanging their armies, getting a lot more value than the Terrans are. So, I mean, would it be worth perhaps Terran trying to do more timing-specific things or do more cheesy stuff? Or
yeah, I think that's how the metagame should shift right now for the Terrans that actually want to win their matches against these very top-of-the-world Zergs. That's just my opinion. We'll see if that turns out to be the case. TY right now, though, he's going into Battle Mech. So, kind of an interesting choice from him. Not something I really think of when I think of TY. Like, I do think of his mech, but Battle Mech is specifically not as much, as it's slightly one-dimensional. But I kind of appreciate that he's going into it, no BCs or anything like that. He's getting into it very quickly. So it seems like this is going to be rather aggressive from him. Like, there's not even an armory upgrading or anything right now, right? So he's making the units and he's going.
He's looking for a fight.
Yeah.
So he's going to poke in here. There's enough roaches to keep the Terran player from going too crazy here, but right now not quite enough to stop this creep from being pushed back. So Good control here by Dark. This is really doing a lot with the absolute bare minimum. He pulls his queens in a little bit later to try to help the fight.
It's awesome to see this barracks come up as well right now. It just kind of gives that little bit of extra vision so that he can stay locked on longer.
Yeah.
Get a bit more damage with those Cyclones. Almost done with the Cyclone upgrade, so definitely going to add a lot of damage at that point.
16 Morlings coming. There's still a decent amount of Roaches here to try to fight this.
I thought I saw him make 2 Siege Tanks, but I think he may have canceled them and gone into more Cyclones, but not 100% on that.
Okay, the Lings are coming up, and the Hellion count's still big enough that the Lings have to respect the presence of the Hellions, and we haven't seen Zerg lose anything major yet. I mean, mostly this has been a skirmish over the creep, which has been keeping those creep tumors back.
Well, the more you can force drones and Lings out,
yeah,
that's pretty good, because we see that the drone count is not going as high as quickly as you would really want from Dark. Oh man, but this little Ling run by is awesome.
Yeah,
look at that.
So cool to catch those 2 reinforcing Cyclones. Now you can go in here and try to get some SCVs. This means his army is going to get thinned out here, especially with the reinforcements being so available, because he's so adjacent to his production here.
Yeah, the Lings actually, I mean, I think they did a pretty good job. They've killed a few SCVs, lost some mining time. Oh wow, 5 now? Okay, so 5 at the end of the day. Slows the reinforcements, which is gigantic. The pressure is completely off Dark for a moment. You can see him immediately start to grab some extra drones. So now suddenly he goes from, he was at like 58 during most of that micro battle against the battle mech, and now he's up in the 70s where he really wants to be.
TY continuing to press forward here, but I feel like Dark is absolutely getting into a place in this game that he was aiming for. 26 more Lings actually being produced now. We're getting very close to Zerg being maxed out.
You know, going up into the hive, getting the pathogen glands and Hydral's den and all that. Seems like Dark is kind of continuing the way that he wants. And with TY, yeah, I feel like this is kind of smart, right? Like, he should be adding in some Hydras and going into Vipers, if I'm not mistaken.
Right?
Yeah. No, I think TY should get the Vipers, but unfortunately he has no access to them.
Do you feel like he should have been able to make tanks earlier? Should he have tried to do that? Because he's not going to have the same kind of push potential.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to keep pressure on so that there couldn't be enough droning going on, and maybe he catches Dark being a little bit over greedy. But he is adding a lot of tanks now and even adding a few Liberators in here. So TY is going to do a very strong push. But once those Vipers get out, right, the Hive is about to finish. Like, the Vipers are just so strong against something like this.
Okay.
Unless he just skips them because he didn't make the Infestors, but let's see here. The Hive is done.
Okay, tanks are coming forward now, setting up a hard push. He's got a turret down here being placed. The tanks are sieging up, and the splash damage is going to be huge here against Dark, losing all of those Lings.
And the placement of these siege tanks is just so powerful. A very nice fungal goes down, so that's good.
You know, when it's just Ravagers, it's generally not a good fight for you when you're against all these mech units here. He doesn't quite have an easy way to get up there in Corrosive Bile. Those tanks without basically sacrificing the Ravagers that he already has and possibly losing this fight. Now he's come in here. The Liberation Zones can be set up in a really nice pattern.
And I tell you, he made a lot of Roaches here, so he might be able to just bust through everything that TY has at this point.
Yeah, that was really patient play there by Dark. He just held him off for long enough, and then as he macroed out enough of an army, he came through. He smashed the tank count, resetting that. I think he can easily seesaw the fight back over to where the 4th base is. And it might be tough, actually, for TY to hold this. I'm not sure. What is it, just 1 siege tank?
Yeah, I think he'll hold. I feel like he's kind of trading in a few of these units, seeing what he can get done. TY is sitting on 4 bases, but it doesn't feel like he has a good continuation from here. At this point, what do you do? You remake your mech units. Whereas Dark is actually adding more tech, and he's having a better unit composition at this point. He's finally getting those Vipers in.
So, more scans coming down here. Again, with the army that Dark has, it does feel like, compared to TY, TY was trying to halt Dark's progress through very specific points in this game and come in with punishes, which is where Dark is doing kind of the classic perfect Zerg balancing act of holding off everything that they have while teching ahead to get into a superior position late game. Also, we have a Nidus network coming here, so he's going to pop a Nidus Worm either right outside or somewhere inside the Terran's base.
Yeah, very good against this this type of play as well.
Especially when you have this type of mech play and the tank count's limited, you can absolutely come into a certain point where the tanks are not there, and therefore really start your push.
And look at this creep spread just grow. Like, Dark is taking another base, so he's going up to 5. His creep spread is phenomenal, so it's very hard for TY to do anything, right? Every time he jumps on creep, Dark is just there and defending. Yeah, this is tough. Look at that. He's actually getting a lurker den. That's kind of interesting. I wonder if that's going to pair with the Nidus for like a move into the main base or something.
Yeah, maybe pop in there, get some kind of really good position where Terran has to actually really fight to try to reclaim it.
I could see him also maybe setting up a couple defensive lurkers. We did see Armani try hold position lurkers, which was really cute, but I could see like defensive lurkers against some of these Hellion moves. But yeah, I am wondering what he's going to do with the lurker den specifically. That's kind of an interesting little change from Dark.
This might get weird for a second here because it looks like Terran's trying to move out at the same time that Zerg is clearly about to set up for some big attack. The Overseer, by the way, at the bottom of the map is going to go into the main here, and the mech unit's being out in the middle of the map with no easy way to get back home immediately. I do not believe that TY will be able to prevent this Nidus network that's going to pop in here.
Yeah, I'd be pretty surprised if he was able to do that while he's doing all these pushes right now. He set up a couple Liberators over on the other side of the map as well. Looks like they've already both been taken care of. Now, here comes that Nidus. Does TY see it? It doesn't seem like he does. Oh, there he does.
Okay.
Finally.
He's come in here to react. Let's see how quickly the army can filter out here. The Cyclones just now get into position. Second Nidus network coming out. Just a few Roaches and Hydras coming out, but already the second Nidus is coming in here. And even with this small number, he's still able to fight off a lot of these mech units over here and actually winning some of the fights in the middle of the map.
Wow, really rough stuff right now.
Oh my God.
My God,
This double Nidus play.
So much damage.
We've seen Cyril do this in the past, and you can really exploit where the Terran is. And the funny thing is these Nidus networks are actually next to each other, and it's still working.
It's just some intense damage going on. TY having a hard time. He still has a good amount of workers. He's got really reasonable upgrades as well. And it's not like this is truly an endgame army yet from Dark. It's still kind of like a late mid-game type of army. So while he's doing damage, you know, this isn't like we see a bunch of Broodlord Infestor and we're like, okay, well, all your buildings will die if you stay in the game, you know?
Yeah.
It's like he can technically hold on. TY can probably even max again. But what options does he have for winning the game?
Yeah, well, especially with what we know now about the nature of ZVT here, where I think Dark, as long as he could get the game to go on this long, he has so many different tech options. And let's see how the lurkers pan out here in this game, because this is not what a lot of Zergs, or almost any other Zergs, are doing right now.
No one does this against tanks.
Yeah.
It doesn't even make sense. That would be like the unit that beats you other than like a BC.
Yeah. So yeah, let's see what the story is here with this. Now, here comes the more ordinary tech, which is a greater Spire.
Yeah.
So Broodlords are eventually going to be an end goal in this game, but yeah, let's see what he does with those lurkers.
I bet you he's just going to hold position them.
Oh, you think he just is going to wait for the Terran to push out? I guess there's no Ravens here with the army. Terran can push out. He can unhold position the lurkers and completely destroy the entire army.
Yeah, it'll almost one-shot it with that many lurkers. Yeah. And if you get that off one time, it's amazing. And it's going to make your opponent and all of your future opponents paranoid of that move. So
yeah, this is
that
almost
could
like
be something very, very powerful.
You know, there's sort of a collective knowledge that all these players have about each other, but playing like this in just one game puts yeah, he sees it now. But it does put it into the ecosystem like, hey, this is something I might do.
Yeah, yeah. And
you better be ready for this.
It happened once before that we've seen from Armani, maybe Season 1, if I can remember correctly. And, of course, he kind of got crushed out of GSL right away, as he oftentimes does. So I think it got completely overlooked. But, you know, it is a move. It's especially a real move in StarCraft 1, but technically you can do it in StarCraft 2 as well. Oh, what weird drop is this one?
Here?
The Hellbat Siege Tank drop.
This is in the campaign right now.
What am I looking at? Edmund Duke right there.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, cover me.
I'll siege up here. I'm assuming he wanted to free up just a little bit of supply or something. I don't know.
Maybe he just thought that was a reasonable drop. I really don't know. It's so weird. Maybe he accidentally picked up the wrong units and wanted 2 Hellbats. That would make the most sense to me.
Playing too fast.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, he has adaptive talons, so that's pretty good, I guess.
Nicely done. Harpoons that. This is going to be great as the game will soon be transitioning into more Broodlords. By the way, the second Spire is coming down here to get a lot of air upgrades.
You know, I guess one cool thing about Adaptive Talon Lurkers is that the speed of your siege and unsiege, like, you're so much quicker. You can make those tanks re-siege so many times. You know, the range differential is not that much.
Very true.
All right, Neural Parasite coming down. Continued upgrades here for Dark.
Terran's actually going to try to claim this area right here. Let's see if Zerg can actually fight through this. Now, it's Lurkers versus tanks, but Blinding Clouds is going to make the tanks in the back obsolete. We have more tanks relocating here, but the number of Hydras and the damage output that's over here is pretty insane. The Lurkers are going to push in forward, and I think as he gets rid of these Lurkers, he's going to refill his supply with more optimal units.
Yeah, I doubt that we will see those remade. Did those even do a good job? I guess he thinks they did because he's making 6 more. I'm not sure. It's an honest question here, and it's a rhetorical question too, because I doubt if you're sure either. Did those Lurkers do a good job?
I didn't think so.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't know.
But, you know, we can point out that Dark has a lot of minerals and gas banked up, and maybe he feels like he can actually engage better with Lurker Hydra. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but compared to Broodlord, maybe that's the idea, is he's like, I can at least pick some fights, because Terran's eventually going to run out of resources that are tucked into the bottom right side of the map and be more reliant on resources closer to the middle. And then maybe Zerg can push him there. I don't know, though. That's my shot in the dark there.
Sure. Let's not forget, you're not well practiced playing against this. You're well practiced playing against, like, Broodlords, for instance.
This is true.
Oh, look, he's making some cool moves on 2 fronts right now with the Lurkers, kind of covering for the Hydra.
I guess a lot of times when the tank counts get reduced so heavily, it's much easier to split up Hydras and Lurkers everywhere and then hit different locations because they just don't have enough tanks everywhere to fight it. So it's like on paper it would seem like the Lurkers are much better, or I mean much worse, excuse me, against tanks, because tanks just have longer range and are already going to be sieged up. But if you win a big fight somewhere and they can hit other locations like we're seeing here, it doesn't seem like the tanks can be spread out as easily to defend everywhere. Look, he just comes down here. He's going to wipe out all the SCVs repairing this.
Yeah, in like 2 seconds. He has 2-3 volleys and everything's gone.
Okay, and then he can leave again. And even if he didn't, with Army, versus Army didn't trade effectively, I mean, Dark is so rich. He is out of touch.
He is out of touch. He thinks Lurkers cost $45.
He thinks everybody has a livid maid. Yeah. Okay, this guy is so rich. He's never made his own bed.
I've never made my own bed either, but
I don't make my bed. But
okay, nice insta-land there.
I'm actually against making my own bed. It's weird.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get back into it. Just like leave the blankets as it is.
Huh. I could have sworn I saw you reading a book about making beds.
I bought the book, but I didn't make my bed.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I guess the book was garbage then.
It didn't sell me on that one.
All right. This has been such a peculiar game, and it really feels like Dark is invincible at this point.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, this is kind of the power of Zerg in the late game here. Is when they get all these tools and are able to capitalize on enough of the map, especially in this matchup, but in PV or ZVP as well. Then they're able to use these techs in such a way that they can zone a Terran out to where they're in a pretty tough spot in the late game. Because here's that finishing army. Here's the Broodlords. Yeah. We have Infestors underneath it. And look at how broke TY is. Not maxed out, by the way. Actually, I guess this is much closer than I'm giving it credit for, really. It's 182 supply to 146. I just think that Zerg should just have enough more to win this fight, and then TY is going to be out of options.
The tech switch was very strong here. He definitely has so many siege tanks that he does not need or want against mass brutes.
It's going to be very hard to get enough Vikings to fight this.
Yeah. By the way, I do like the fact that he's added in some Ravens. It seemed, well, obviously the armor shred is reasonable always, but I like the idea of interference matrix maybe to preempt some of the Viper play that's going on because these parasitic bombs are so strong against the Vikings. So kind of a neat little add there. I could see that being something that could catch on over time.
Okay. Siege tanks come forward to push in, but I feel like this is just going to get completely pulverized. I mean, there's no easy way to hold this location. Dark actually has the ability, beat me to it, to just wipe this out over here. That's it, GG. Dark closing that out by winning 2 battles at once, both defending his 12 o'clock spot and crushing the 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that was it was very, very strong play from Dark. I felt like the first real turning point of this game was that Ling counterattack that killed the 2 Cyclones. Because it felt like a build where TY wanted to put enough pressure on that Dark continually had to defend and make units instead of drones. It felt like it was supposed to be that into a strong siege tank timing push, maybe a pre-Viper type push. That I think that's what TY was going for. But all the pressure came off the second the Ling counterattack went. It killed extra units, it killed extra SCVs, it slowed down mining, it slowed down reinforcements, it took the pressure off Dark. So I feel like from A to Z there, Dark played a magnificent game and TY was unable to keep up.
We're going to Triton now. Dark versus TY is going to continue on, but Dark crushing TY, exhibiting the sheer strength of Zerg late game. TY looked pretty solid, but eventually when Dark got ahead, he never let go of that lead. Game 2 is ready. Let's continue our series on.
Fight!
Gosu Crew, Dark. Splice, TY.
Did I see that correctly? Did he go? I believe I just saw him go from nothing on production tab to 2 drones on the production tab.
Oh, did he do like something like scratch his nose and then have to go back and?
Well, you know that yeah, I don't know, but it looked weird to me. It should be like 1 then 2, but I think I saw insta-2, so I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Triton our map. Dark obviously looking strong there. Very weird play.
From Switzerland, welcome.
Ooh, cool. But from Switzerland, you say. Can't stay neutral about this match, can you?
Certainly you cannot, Artosis.
You gotta be rooting for somebody. Yeah, so the Hydra Lurker stuff I find so fascinating.
So let's try to unpack that. I mean, from what I saw back there, and we've seen in a lot of ZVT's players get to Broodlords I would not say very quickly, but quicker than we saw Dark do in the last game. And it does seem like, although the Terran cannot kill the Zerg cannot prevent the Terran from almost going even on bases. And maybe, and I might be totally wrong on this, but maybe it's possible that the Zerg feels like they can take more fights in different locations with that, or like try to do hold position lurkers, or maybe there's tactics there that are more available to them, and that if they can keep Terran fighting more, Terran trades less efficiently, and then you want to switch into that.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm not sure, because
yeah,
as we said before, straight up lurkers fighting straight up tanks. I mean, tanks are just better units.
Yeah, in like in a very straight up engagement, 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Now I have a few thoughts. I talked about it a little bit with Ragnarok, I believe, on Saturday. Was it? What day of the week are we on? Yeah, it would have been Saturday.
Today's Tuesday.
Right?
Yeah.
Where I was talking about how the late game, it's like people are trying to stop you from getting the late game, so Ragnarok seems to be focusing a little bit more in the mid game and not rushing as quickly into Infestor, so he can't be caught being greedy.
Yeah.
So when people bring out their attacks or something, he has enough units. This build that we just saw from Dark felt somewhat like that, where he's like, you know I want to get into Infestor Broodlord, but I'm not going to do it too quickly because I want to smash whatever thing you're trying to do to stop me from getting there. It also felt like this was a very good composition with the Nidus play, especially with Adaptive Talons.
Yeah.
Because if you think, how do Terrans hold fringe bases on these big maps? It's a planetary buys time for the rest of the army to get there, right? That's kind of what it is. There's like it's hard to kill a planetary. So with the lurkers, he's immediately eliminating everything, right? Like all the SCVs, and you can't just send like, you know, Hellion whatever, Hellion Cyclone or something into it because the lurkers will destroy it. So you have to unsiege tanks, walk them over, and siege them. And in that time, he can easily, with Adaptive Talons, run back through the Nidus, pop out somewhere else. So,
well, also, the way that Zergs are able to use Niduses now, where they have several ready, almost like it's a way to... The moment that Terran really try to push, and one thing about Terran's pushing, especially if they're going mech and going into siege tanks, and I know this game we have Bio, by the way, with the Banshee and Cloak coming out, but just to continue, to unpack this, I think that the fact that Terran have to siege up when they're going mech and try to push that way makes multi-pronged Nidus attacks even better. But let's go ahead and just talk about this game now, because the action picked up a lot more quickly than I was expecting here as we were unpacking what happened in Game 1. Now, this is a lot of SCVs getting killed. Zerg kind of committed in here by having his Ravagers run up the ramp, but this was a decent number of kills. It was 11 SCV kills, and now Zerg is back droning up.
Well, there's no spores here, so there's going to be a lot of counter damage that's going to occur. Sure, he lost a lot of SCVs, but I feel like that same amount of drones can easily be killed at this point. So Dark definitely getting his punishment for pulling off this very aggressive move. Let's see where they actually end up. This is like really funny to see just how many workers they're killing for each other. This feels like early Wings of Liberty to me.
Yeah,
where
we just always have a Banshee kill 13 units.
Yeah, no, that part as well, but just the huge number of workers that are killed on both sides. I'm like, neither of you know how to defend.
This can't be how the game's supposed to look. It's like when we used to see people all the time both attacking rocks on opposite sides, the same set of rocks, where it's like, well, somebody's wrong here. Somebody should not want to have a fight. This is not how it works.
Yeah, I remember back in the day about Banshees, it was funny because we would just be like, why would anyone not make a Banshee? They never didn't get double-digit kills, ever.
Yeah.
It didn't happen for years.
Yeah.
It took literally the best foe you to have Banshees with no kills because you would fly them right into turrets.
That's right. Okay, Stim's coming.
Yeah, so this bio-based play, are you happy to be seeing bio out of him this game?
I mean, I guess it depends on how it goes. I think it's wise for him to try a completely different unit comp after being shut down so heavily.
I like the bio switch. I think it's intelligent.
It just does seem like with some of these players that are like ultimate endgame Zerg players, I'm not sure that mech is the right choice.
It doesn't feel like it has any kill potential.
Yeah, you had this one where they
Not
push
early.
out with Cyclones and Hellions, and then Zerg just doesn't die to it, and then they get to where the part of the game they need to be.
It's like your very expensive units. Every time I see it, like a Thor abducted, I'm like, no, that costs too much money for that to happen to that.
It feels like when the Thor gets abducted, it should actually instead pull the unit towards a Thor.
Yeah,
where it's
that's
like,
true.
you can't do that. This is too heavy.
The little tongue of the Viper comes out, and
it
Thor's
pulls
like,
a giant
what is
robot
this?
off
And
the
he
ground.
grabs
in fact, I'm proposing in the next patch we just have that for people that misclick.
I definitely agree. And I
How
also,
strong of a tongue
you know what
or
else
a-
I think?
Yeah.
Is, you know those games in the arcade where like there's the spiders and you shoot them with your friend and it costs like $20 to beat the game if you play really well? You know what I'm talking about, right? You sit in the little booth. It's like the infested temple or something.
Yeah, you're talking like in a movie theater.
Yeah, in the arcades of a movie theater.
It's one of the bad arcade games in a movie theater.
Yeah, like the pirate game or the spider game. The spider game is the
I
one
think
they
with
have
the
all over
arcade in
Korea.
StarCraft, I'm like, I don't know that one. But
No. Well, here's what I suggest, right? The Viper thing comes out, and then the player who's getting harpooned should be able to go into a thing where there's like circles, glowing circles on the tentacle, and you get to shoot them all so that the Viper doesn't yank your Thor in. It's like a little mini game that freezes
they have
everything
to get
out.
an arcade gun that's hooked to their computer and fire it all down.
Absolutely. You have a gun-shaped keyboard
and then
that you
eventually
pick up.
the chest opens up, revealing the heart of the boss. You have to shoot that in there to actually destroy its HP.
Because it's ridiculous that you can harpoon a Thor. So that's a good way to fix it, I think.
Okay,
what are we looking at here?
Very conservative tank push. He stayed way far back. He's hoping to just try to fish some units into that.
That was funny, wasn't it? What was that? It was like poke up there, draw him into one volley of tanks, run away. Huh.
Well, in this game, I mean, besides the Banshees, the Banshee has little to do with what the army here has done so far, because Terran's done almost nothing besides the attack with the Banshee. But Zerg's already in pretty good supply position. Granted, it's Roach Ravager, which just eats up supply much more quickly.
Yeah, and plenty of siege tanks being made, second factory being added as well. Looks like a Nidus coming up in 1-1 here for Dark. So it looks like one of these 1-1 timing pushes with Roach Ravager. But TY is doing a good job. He's kind of holding the center with these and threatening to go harass with them because you don't have lots of anti-air to stop that. So I feel like tactically, TY is playing this very smartly. Right? He's ready to try to punish Dark, but Dark's defense so far pretty strong.
Oh! Okay. Good deflection there by Dark. Dark just not having it, Artosis.
No, not much of it.
He's not having it with these medevacs at all.
Well, Dark is going to be maxed out and moving in. Okay, Nidus in the main. Let's see if TY can knock this out quickly.
Yeah. Now he does not make any of these on siege. I believe there's a small number of infantry going here. He might be able to just get enough out here.
How many units is he going to have popping out, though? Because a lot of his army is like actually out in front of the base.
He has a second Nidus that's coming over here that's actually going to be to reinforce the main army. So he's going to use these roaches to buy time. This is why he's running away and try to maybe get some workers. And this just keeps Terran having to devote some attention to this attack. And then that Nidus is done. Oh, what? All right, I guess you can do that too.
I feel like it wasn't a perfect defense of the main base, but he didn't take the bait of Dark. I think Dark wanted him to move more units in so he could do some sort of attack.
Yeah.
But now we're in a position where Dark's army doesn't scale particularly well, and TY's does.
Out of all the games we've ever cast, is that the first time we've seen a Nidus pop up outside of a attack point, and then the entire army retreats through the Nidus?
It might be.
You know what's funny about it is that Roach Ravager is pretty bad at retreating, so it's a pretty cool move.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're just so cheap. Why not, right? Just make them everywhere. Spell your name in them. But, yeah, this is looking better and better for TY this game. You know, as he approaches 2-2, as he adds in some of these more siege tanks and liberators, I feel like he has a really reasonable chance to push Dark down.
Yeah, Dark has stayed on this unit comp for a very long time. TY was focused much more into getting into a better tech later on here. But keep in mind, with Nidus networks, you can always try to do these guerrilla counterattacks.
Yeah.
And that might allow Zerg enough wiggle room to tech out of this.
Yeah, maybe. But when push comes to shove, if they actually have a full engagement, TY will win that. With this 2-2 finishing and the amount of siege tanks he has, I don't know how many he has, but I'm guessing it has to be 10 to 12 siege tanks at this point. And that's pretty brutal against 1-1 Roach. Starting to add in some Marauders here as well. Concussive shells on the way.
Actually, pretty big deal denying that hatchery down there. Zerg would like to have as much territory as possible to force Terran to really have to work at pushing here. All right, he's going to try to go for a fight. He's mixed in a lot of Banelings here.
All right, some very good vials coming down.
Oh my god, the tank's targeting was like perfect. But it did allow these Roaches and Ravagers to come in here and target down these tanks. Now he's going to back up, not overextending there.
Ooh, the double Liberator here, denying a lot of mine. He will end up killing a few drones off at least. Looks like this other drop not going to get anything done though.
Baneling speed just now finishing.
Yeah, so definitely a very important upgrade.
Fighting into that with Lings walking and not rolling. Okay, takes out more tanks.
I feel like we need to see him sieging up a little bit quicker.
Yeah. This was kind of like some of Maru's games where the tanks literally sieged up as they were getting surrounded by Lings.
Yeah, it's almost like there's too much urgency for the Terran to push.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, this is what you want.
It's bad to have not enough urgency and you don't kill him quick enough, but if you're sieging like, I don't know, it does feel like it's maybe a little bit late on some of these. And now he's actually lost so many tanks.
Yeah, and this makes the Banelings much stronger because normally you're spreading the Marines out against the Banelings, forking them out in different directions while the tanks cover you. But as you can see here, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. They just go ahead and go into the medevacs to try to drop somewhere else.
Well, maybe he can get something done with some light harassment. Obviously, he's trying to keep Dark busy as well. TY definitely, like, he lost his siege tanks. He didn't kill him with the push, so that's definitely a good thing for Dark. But I don't feel like TY is behind or anything right now.
Yeah, well, this is just not doing enough here.
Ooh, gets that Viper there as well. Still doing some reasonable harassment. You know, Dark has a lot of drones and everything, but TY has some fantastic upgrades. There's that one swarm host.
Let's see if he gets more.
He won't. It's always just one.
It's the hero unit, man. That's Dark.
It happens so often.
If Dark was a hero unit, he'd be the Swarm Host. One lone Swarm Host.
One lone Swarm Host.
With Psy Storm also.
I feel like he would be one very injured Ultralisk.
Yeah, okay. I'll give him
Or
that.
he would be a whole group of Ultralisks, but no Spire.
He has to be one thing, but also there's something else not present in order for him to exist.
Yeah, he can't be Ultralisks with air support is what I'm trying to say. I feel like that's so many Dark's games.
Yeah, always having two Ultras with very low HP, barely holding off the push, and then winning the game.
Ooh, that Widowmine, 18 kills. That was crazy. 18-kill Widowmine doesn't do anything for you, Tasteless.
I wasn't Tasteless then, Artosis. I was speechless. I just stayed quiet.
Bad.
Now,
damn, Tasteless brain doesn't have any more dopamine. That Widowmine got 18 kills, Tasteless. I can't accept you not going, wow!
So, Terran's actually pushing it here and might be able to take out this hatchery. We got a lot more banelings coming in, and a great counterattack over here. And I think everything Terran has is pushing.
Look at that.
It doesn't look like the banelings were able to finish, or they were killed off right when they were. We didn't have a screenshot of it. But the attack over here, these Banes can just roll freely. And,
Oh,
get
out of here! Right. 15 kills, mostly Banelings. Those two Widowmines, they're heroes. What's a hero Widowmine unit called? Was called Widowmaker, and then Overwatch stole that from us too.
I don't know about this for TY. I think he did a lot of damage in that push, but he doesn't have almost anything going for him back at home. 45 workers remaining, trying to reclaim this fourth base over here. Now, that's not to say that Zerg didn't take a beating, but I think Zerg might be able to stabilize a little bit more easily. 5 more Ravagers being made with more links. Looks like he's ready to just take on a counter push here. He doesn't want to tech up any further.
Dude, this game is all about these Widowmines, all right? These Widowmines are getting near 20 kills every time they go off. It's crazy. I feel like the Widowmine was just introduced to the game. How much damage it's doing.
Another force cancel there. There's no medevac over here. He might want to try to take this small army out.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. No, the Dark loses the loose conditions for the game.
That would be such a bad way to do it.
Imagine it dies.
Yeah. Game over.
That's it, guys. You know
Dark
the rules.
GG.
We're going into game 3.
Yeah.
Get ready for the upset Reddit thread. I lost a lot of respect for Dark when he didn't GG before he saw his Swarm Host hero unit die.
So, Ultralisk Cavern on the way. Definitely really like that. But I feel like these Widowmines, like this is really, they are actually so important.
He's making more Overseers, but he's not getting rid of these mines.
He really,
Here we go.
needs to, though.
Show me that value.
Oh, that was a good pull into TY's army.
Okay, really nice splitting here, but there is just so much Zerg everything.
Dude, Parasitic Bomb is so good. It's so good.
I believe the only place, I'm leaning forward here because our screen's so small, the only place that's really realistically being mined from is the one that Zerg is very close to, the fourth base here. If Zerg can push into that,
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean?
Oh, no, for both sides, but,
Yeah,
but Zerg's got a little bit more pressure on here.
Same base, basically, right? 17 drone kills from those. Damn, just make more Widowmines. Move all your factories on the reactors. You don't need Marines. The Marines keep dying. They're stupid.
Ghosts are going to come into play, but not a very strong economy behind this for TY to support it. The upper right has been claimed. Zerg is actually expanding more closely together.
Have you ever seen an abducted Widowmine?
I'm sure we've seen it at some point in time.
Right? I just want to see
Obviously,
an abducted Widowmine come over and destroy like everything the Zerg has. I feel like this would be the game for that.
It's pulled out of the ground, but it still operates like it can fire and just takes it out. Yeah.
Or I mean,
or when it
lands,
it's still under the ground.
That would be so funny. Oh my god.
So dumb.
So dumb.
Yeah.
Some more Parasitic Bombs going down, really gaining a ton of value here.
Oh, does Terran have enough here? Zerg starting to thin out. The Banelings are coming forward. Not as that much up here in the front with it.
Good spreading there by Dark, though.
We have all the queens coming forward here. The rest of the lings coming out as well. The army appears to be just a little bit bigger here. Or was, I guess I should say, for TY. But Dark stabilizing. He's starting to hold this off. We're probably going to have a lot more action over here in the center right.
These parasitic bombs have been everything in the whole world. He had like 10 medevacs a minute ago. It's down to 3.
Yeah, that is taking away a lot of the sustainability here for Terran.
If you still had 10 medevacs, that would be insane. Like, you'd never break it with these garbage units. Oh! The Widow Mines are fighting back now for Dark. They're infested Widow Mines.
Well, Dark regroups. It's become an incredibly scrappy game. I'm loving what we're seeing here. There's a lot of gas in the bank, so if Dark wanted to, he could make a lot of Banes to try to fight this here. There's not as many medevacs out and about. Uh-oh.
This is such a cool game right now. I love this type of game from Dark, where he doesn't really have that good of an economy and his supply is really low, but he has like 2 ultras. He's so good at this type of situation. Like this.
Yeah. To be honest, out of all the Zergs in the world, he might be the best at this. It's very, very low. Sometimes even fighting from behind. But look, TY is setting this up pretty nicely. I mean, this is enough Widow Mines. It's hard to ever engage in without the Widow Mines covering the other Widow Mines to come into play, and you're still losing the fight.
We just saw that drop down in the bottom left. Trask cleaned that up for him. He needs to bring him over here, though, if he's going to hold on against this push.
Uh-oh. I think push came to shove. Oh, no. Widow Mines everywhere.
Yeah. It looks, though, like TY's push is continuing to go forward. Look at this, starting to massacre these drones. Even the Changeling trying to get away. Oh, nice counterattack, though.
Yeah, I actually think TY's won this now. Even though there's 2 ultras out, you know, back at his base, I think that the damage has been done. I don't believe there's any easy way for Dark to fight back and win in a counterattack across the map. Again, the only base it's mining now, realistically, is the 4th one here for Dark, whereas TY has 2 pretty healthy bases.
Yeah, very different game from game number 1. You know, even the just the opening strategy in general from Dark, really relying on those mass roaches. But there's so much damage in the early game. It's like one of those games that you're probably not going to see another one that looks like this in the series.
Yeah, they both got hurt pretty badly at the start. GG. Dark simply taps out instead of letting the game go on any further.
Yeah.
Might as well maintain all of his stamina as he moves into game 3. We're tied up 1-1, though. TY proving that Dark does indeed bleed.
Yeah, a very strong victory there. Wondering what we're going to see for map number 3. I do want to see TY stay a little bit more bio-focused. Of course, Dark he chose such an aggressive style that game with the early push, getting so many SCVs, then taking so much from the Banshee into just mass 1-1 Roach. Not a whole lot of finesse there from Dark.
I think he just thought that TY would overextend, and what Dark would do is smash the overextension and then win in a long game. But instead, TY was pretty solid overall. We're going to King's Cove for game 3.
Okay, so definitely a macro map. See some crazy long games on here. We have seen a lot of mech here in the past. Let's see what TY is thinking, what he's feeling for this one. Definitely a popular BC map.
And that game has loaded up, so let's start game number 3 with Dark versus TY. Nice.
He's learned. Commentating Maru.
That's right. I'll show you what a GSL champion does.
TY still doesn't have a championship. Isn't that crazy?
But Maru does, and this is what Maru does all the time.
That's true.
So now we got to watch and see how the Zerg is going to be playing and whether or not this sets up Dark to be in a bad position or not. Make it. Make it.
This is so far away. Like, it has to be Reaper, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
If it was Marines, I think it would have put it one.
You have to make it closer.
Expansion over to the right.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there's been some interesting Proxy Racks Reaper plays from Terran lately. I wonder exactly what version we're going to end up seeing here. Because 3 Racks Reaper was getting popular for a little bit there. Obviously Dark, completely unaware at the moment.
He might suspect it, though. I mean, you probably anticipate in the best of 5 you're going to be proxy rush one of these games. Really? Is it that good if you have to lift and then land it again like that?
It was definitely a mistake.
That's not...
The placement of that was kind of funny.
You know? Yeah, it's just... When you see rushes like this, especially with the Reapers, it's so, like, literally half seconds make a big difference because the Reaper can snowball fights.
The one thing I guess could be said about that position is that if for something weird happens and the Lings get on top, you can put the Reapers behind the barracks and they're safe.
Oh, okay.
So,
I like that.
Yeah, if somehow he gets Lings on them, I can't imagine that actually occurring in this situation. It seems like a very unlikely thing.
Oh, he goes right outside vision. Right. And...
Not even a Queen up here.
Yeah, Queen about to pop out. Oh!
That looked painful.
Okay, Queen comes out. That'll zone the Reapers back out. And they're going to... Oh, not so fast. He says, I got 3. Oh, the micro's pretty sick.
Yeah, very nice micro thus far.
Oh, micro, micro.
Oh, careful, careful. Micro. Do not want to lose a Reaper here.
Micro, micro. Okay, he's going to come over here. Up at the top. There's still more Reapers coming. Again, they heal. So if you're just able to do more damage and then get away, you can totally heal up.
Yeah, he's doing a great job with it so far, it seems. Okay, he is expanding behind this and teching. Love that creep tumor there. So helpful.
Oh!
Ooh! We did not lose that. Dark trying to mirror right now.
Regen starting here. Got to get that one this weaker into the back. Good control. Nice targeting, though.
Is it over? I would say no. He's gonna turn around. Look at his runaway time. It's actually timed out with Zergling speed very, very well.
So the Lings are now out. As Artosis just said, I mean, with Ling speed, you can actually get a surround on them. So the Lings actually went towards the upper right, hoping that the Reapers were going to be parked there, ready for a counterattack.
Well, he actually did not kill that much. He forced a lot of Lings, though.
Okay, I thought he had gotten 2 or 3 drones, but apparently just 1. Yeah. So that's actually, I think, to be honest, you're guaranteed to get 1 drone because you're just going to surprise him because your screen probably won't be there looking for the Reapers.
We saw that drone. It was the one that you made slide on its butt towards the minerals.
Yeah.
It was holding gas when it died.
Yeah. So Dark's handling, I would say, perfect. Lings are there to be killed in that moment. You have to remember that Terran, doing the double proxy Reaper, it has sacrifices of its own. So as long as you're bleeding off Lings and not drones, you're going to be pretty happy with this and continuing the game on. So this is the scouting barracks. This is all just standard in these double proxy builds. You have 1 barracks you sack to try to get a glimpse of what they're doing. The other barracks goes back to aid in production.
Yeah, maybe for building add-ons if you're going mech, or just land and make some Marines. We don't know exactly what he's going for yet. We do have multiple Hellions now, so 6 Reapers and 4 Hellions is no laughing matter. Of course, we saw Dark throw down a Roach Warren at that natural kind of ramp next to the rocks. Look at that, a single Reaper. That's the one thing you don't expect.
Oh, all right. So he just wants to scout and see where the layer's at.
What just blew up there? Was that a Hellion? Ooh, Hellbats.
Oh, wow. This is a sick little build here by TY.
Yeah.
And it's cool because, you know, the Zerg is so eager to drone up after it's seen as many Reapers, but it said you combo the Reapers together, and you can actually bounce. You can bounce things into the Hellbats if you're good enough, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Look at this. He's he's getting right on top of a bunch of these queens.
Oh,
my God.
So sick! Oh! He would have gotten an extra life in Mario with that bounce.
Yeah, he would have.
Oh, he's so good.
These are not the skeleton Koopa Troopas either.
No way.
They're not coming back to life. That was sick, though. What a cool attack.
Oh, he's not done.
Oh, God. He's
Don't
just
you
everywhere.
past tense this play-by-play, Artosis.
Oh, I'm sorry. What a fool I am.
Wow, man. This is a really sick play. Look at that. There's not even drones mining.
Look at that.
The drones are traumatized.
He's had the armor upgrade going for 100 years. I mean, that... If you have the armor upgrade going, well, I mean, yeah, that goes onto flying units, but that normally means you're going for Cyclones. Unless, I guess, you're going for a mech and air army style. Oh! You see that drone push that queen in there? That drone had mommy issues.
Okay, that was good. We have another attack coming in. And I think this counterattack is sort of unexpected here for TY. I probably was anticipating Zerg completely on the defense. He's throwing another Liberator in here. He's going to get another kill on the Queen!
Oh, my gosh.
But, I guess the Banshee actually will just fend this off. Keep in mind, he's going to be microing in a bunch of different spots at once. Yeah.
Some of those
There's nothing sadder than watching Ravagers just try to get Lucky Biles off on a Banshee.
Yeah. 16 kills on this Liberator. That's wild.
He's taking his third. The Banshee has driven away the Ravagers, giving Terran ground control, map control, and now he switches into Bio. Now on the Zerg side...
Wait, is he switching into Bio?
I thought he was. Am I wrong?
I think he's making a few Marines.
Oh, no, well, he's making a second factory. I lied. Sorry. And on the Zerg side of the map, he's going into Spire.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm still wondering, like, he's getting Banshee speed, right? So it's clear that this is mech plus air. Yeah, what is this? Being thrown off a bit there.
That sucks. Okay.
A lot of factories being added. Has he kept enough pressure on Dark? Has he done enough damage to Dark that maybe with this continued harassment he can go into a timing push afterwards?
The only way to tell is to watch for that timing push you were talking about to see if it does enough damage. The Banshees with speed, again, really taxing the Zerg here. And between the Liberators sneaking in here and Banshees coming in, I mean, it's so hard to just keep mining like you want to. Nice dodge.
Yeah, but this Liberator's not going to die yet. It hasn't killed any Queens, and that's normally what happens.
Yeah, you have to at least kill one Queen. Uh-oh. Oh, damn, he's so fast with this.
Wow, that's so annoying.
TY is so fast.
Like, he is doing a lot of harassing right now.
This third base is barely mined at all.
Yeah, his multitasking is so strong. It's really one of his strong points. We had 3 mutas on the way.
Okay, it finally ends. So we now are going up to 9 Mutalisks. All 5 of the factories are done. Add-ons are completing.
Yeah, he's adding in some Thors now as well.
I don't see any turrets. Or I think there's 1 turret being made in the main here, but not a lot. We'll see how many mutas can actually come in here and how much damage they can do. This map's kind of funny because for the Terran's position at least, the 3 bases you have are actually all squished together pretty tightly. So it's not an insane amount of surface area to defend.
Yeah.
And you really can't get into the main without going past either the 3rd or the 2nd.
Yeah, you know, you have that kind of nice ridge there. Block up some holes with buildings. All right, here come the mutas. Don't think that they're going to get too much done. It seems like TY has either scouted this or anticipated this. He has some defensive turrets up and plenty of Thors. Uh-oh.
So he's driving him back. Remember that in Game 1 we saw TY with some pretty impressive mech, but Dark just knew exactly how to steer the game into a long one where Terran was not able to capitalize on the mech itself. And he did that with Hydra Lurker, surprisingly.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if we're going to have it again here. It seems like we won't.
I don't think he has any sort of time to get into that.
Yeah.
I think this game has been so different. And the fact that there's speed banshees out, that'd be pretty strong against lurkers as well, I think. But he's making quite a few roaches. You can see he definitely wants to stay alive. Not sure if that's going to be doable, though. TY's army getting very scary indeed. Muta's really not finding very much.
Good catch here.
I love that he does not even get cloak.
Yeah. Well, it's a different approach, right? You want the Banshees to just fly around and try to snipe stuff. You're trying to multitask out the Zerg. But, you know, with the Mutas coming in here, we're going to see how much damage these Mutas can actually get. Hype Tech is starting here. The Mutas are continuing to roam. Get a lot of good kills here.
Yeah, more and more upgrades coming down on both sides. I feel like TY's push should start quite soon here. Might be waiting for 2-2, though. No, he is going to go.
So, looking at the Zerg here, the Zerg is the only real pushable spot is going to be just the hatchery at the bottom right here. But there's so much creep and so many Banes coming here. We're going to have TY be completely prepared. He needs to siege up immediately as these Banes are about to finish, and he has to target them down with those tanks. Oh, my God.
Yeah, the Roach counterattack. We'll see what that can get done. Of course, these Banelings, without their speed quite yet, not nearly as effective. Oh, my God. So few actually connecting there.
Some Garby Banes.
Yes, indeed. Speed just about to finish.
Oh!
Speed just about to finish.
That's like 8 seconds away. That's like, at least that's more like 20 seconds away when it's 8 seconds away, okay? So it just
really
now finished. It's been about a minute here, Artosis.
I know.
It's done. At least they're not Garbabo Banes anymore.
Garbabo
Garbtacular.
Garbabo Banes. Those are something I buy at the foreign food mart.
Oh, hold on. He's going to try to sandwich him, hit him from every angle here. And I guess when you have this much, you can just spray down Banes on Thors.
Well, that flank of the Roaches was so fantastic as well. That weird Thor army ends up being picked off, and now suddenly TY at half the army supply. Huh. So you're trying to tell me Blue Flame Hellion Thor is not the killing comp? Is that where we're at right now?
I don't understand the world, Artosis. So, this is the moment to punch back twice as hard for Dark. TY does have the right idea with having these Hellions come in here and wipe out the workers, but the tank count is little, and the Ravagers, they flow.
Yeah, there's many of those, no doubt. Okay, throws down his Liberaries. He has lots of tanks sieged and spread.
He's going to have a bile for every unit that is on the map right now.
Just about. He definitely is taking a lot of damage on this army.
Those 3 tanks on the high ground really helping out a lot.
Yeah, unable to bile those down. Nothing really supporting him in the air here. Dark retaking the base that was killed, and he does have an additional base.
These Vikings are really what you want right now, you know?
Oh, those are fantastic.
Yeah, those are great. He's like, let me know if you need me to land. I'll wait for the Banelings to be done.
They're kind of funny. I think the only thing that they could even possibly do is stop Overlords from swatting the high ground sieges. That's about it.
Uh-oh, he's pulling SCVs.
He looks scared for a moment.
It's just Ravagers. He needs more Lings to come in here. You need something in front of those Ravagers to fight.
Yeah, look at this. He's trying so hard to get onto that high ground. TY holding
steady. Oh, my God. This Planetary is the real hero of this game. The building is an MVP this time around.
The inanimate object.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a good hold. Like, even the hold position on the ramp there, as all those Lings flooded in, he was dying to just get a peek at that high ground to throw his biles down, but unable to do so. And TY holding strong for now, but Dark's drones, like, he's got his economy. He's got some really reasonable upgrades. He's continuing to push his tech forward. Whereas I feel like I'm watching mid-game units get created by TY.
Yeah, Dark is incredibly good at staying on Roachling, Bane Ravager for like an insanely long period of time, in this case 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But we're going to see some higher tech here.
You see that Ultralisk Cavern?
I do.
That is an interesting choice. I wonder if he's actually going to make Ultras here.
No, he's doing that for looks. Okay, this increases his property value on the map.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
It's kind of like having a chandelier in your house. Like, it doesn't really help, you know?
Don't chandeliers, like, spread the light beautifully, though?
Well, yeah, they do. Yeah. Or you get a lamp, Artosis.
Yeah, that's true. Well, what is a chandelier but a beautiful lamp?
There you go. My point made exactly. He's also going to get a Greater Spire and a Nidus network, so I think he's actually setting himself up for a lot of options.
Yeah, he's getting everything. Look at that Ultra speed. Like, I do wonder if he's actually going to do anything with Ultras, though. It seems like a peculiar situation to make Ultras in. Damn. Yeah, there's Ultras. All right, cool.
Only 3. And
that's about as many as he makes.
That's the right number there.
Yeah. I'm interested. I like some of these off-brand unit choices that Dark makes.
Well, it does seem like Dark, as he gets into the very, very late game, he sets up to get everything that you can have as Zerg. And then he basically picks and chooses. He doesn't want to lock in attacks. He seems to want to keep the game feeling like it's mid-game when it's actually late game because he has the Roach Ravager. And then...
I wonder if the Ultras are useful with the Lings because the Ultras will kill Blue Flame Hellions really well. Something like that, like maybe he pops them out the Nidus. Or maybe it's just for the flow of the attack moves around the map to keep control.
I bet it could be for the Nidus. You can come out there really... Because instead of holding off and defending a base with an Ultra, you're defending the area with the Nidus. And then when you're about to lose it, you pop it back through. And then it becomes a Zerg's battlecruiser.
You know what else it does?
You come back, you transfuse it. Same thing as a battlecruiser. Toes is warping around.
It sucks up Tank Splash, too, because it's so fat.
It is.
Yeah, whereas if you Tank Splash Lings, you're kind of getting a lot of value. Tank Splash Ultra, it's just kind of the tank attack.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
He's just going to go ahead and breach this. And we're actually having a huge attack that's not on camera at the top center. Oh! Ooh. So close. He's going to Nidus right here. Oh, my God. He forced a lift.
Yeah, all sorts of things going wrong for TY right now.
Oh, sick.
What is this? What am I looking at, this army? Look at this.
It's nothing but the big Zerg units.
Yeah, it's the big units.
Yeah, he's just only going for the big units.
And then he puts them through a Nidus. He's like, all right, get out of here.
Dark, what was your strategy this game? He says, I looked at the size of all the units, and I noticed that the Ultralisks and the Ravagers are, in fact, physically the biggest units.
Whoa.
And I go, Dark, what is your strategy this game? And he just slowly turns and goes back, whispering, big units.
Those Ultras didn't do anything, by the way.
No.
They just they walked along like they were the cool friends of the Ravagers.
Is he attacking his own building? Oh, no. All right, I'm turning around. I want to see TY's face. Let's look at TY's face. Get ready. Get ready. Has he noticed it yet? Okay, he knows.
He has no idea. He has no idea. He's like, wow, he must have had a lot of army there.
Yeah, I think he might have not known, man. I'm not sure.
That's like a... Remember that really old moment against Hydra? What was it, like MMA against Hydra or something?
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that was the one where... what was it, Hydra killed his own building, or was it MMA killed his own building?
I think MMA killed his own building, and then Hydra left the game because he was angry.
Yeah. Just like when Huck made the hallucinations, and then Hydra left the game, too.
Yeah.
Half of life is just staying in the game, guys. It's not showing up, it's staying in the game.
I tell you, that's one thing Dark's very good at.
Yes. Oh, there's Lings here. I just thought those were spontaneously combusting.
I mean, a little bit of damage being done on both sides here.
A Knight is coming up there at the upper right.
TY is really not minding very much. He's having a very hard time. This Ravager hit squad doing a great job. Dark is playing really nicely today.
Yeah,
I quite like his play.
He's so comfortable bringing the game out. I mean, it looks like it's back and forth if you weren't paying close enough attention. But then when you see how much Dark has, all the tech available, and that TY is just trying to get out of this little quadrant on the map.
Yeah. Hey, the thing is, TY had control for quite some time. He had some really cool and interesting moves he was doing. And then it just kind of didn't work when he did that big Thor attack that got flanked. Lost all his units. By the way, those rocks are almost dead just from Bane that's hit him.
Oh my God.
Hey, the Ultras are back.
We're back.
Yeah, it doesn't seem
Remember
like
us? Deja vu? A glitch in the Matrix? Big units. Now here come the robots, though. They're pretty big, too.
The robots, but they're not as big.
Tank's quite sizable. We all knew that, but...
Oh, my God! It's the cinematic!
Shine,
go back!
Go back!
No!
It's the cinematic! The Vikings are fine! Here are the Swarm cinematic! Oh, only this time the Vikings won. They're like, we just did that?
Screw those
I
part of the
hate
Storm
these
Vikings.
depots.
I hate these depots. I hate them.
I hate them. They give the turn supply. Quick, get me a Nidus to get me out of here. Uh-oh. Flagged Vikings again. Heart of the Swarm trailer. Go.
Oh my God.
Someone do something.
Get the Ultra. Here we go. Look at those Vikings. Just rip him up.
Oh, the Hellbats got in the way.
Why does Shine keep going away?
Shine. Oh, that's a good catch.
This is a cinematic.
I know. Are we going to have a battle
steal the siege tanks to turn the tide of battle.
Are we going to have a battle cruiser just land on the map and blow up the level now?
Suddenly Kerrigan's giant Zerg battle cruiser comes in. Like, what? Is it shooting corruptors out?
She's
we don't even
flying
need those.
through the air. I'm like, is that allowed in the tournament? Dark, we have to ban you. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh! Infested Terrans.
Oh my God, he's just trying to be fancy
What's
now.
happening?
Look at this flank.
I'm
Look at that
taking
flank.
damage I can't see.
You see that flank?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
All right, the big units win at the end of the day. The robots are not good.
Yeah,
it was not efficient. They were too big of Gundam fans. They should never have been going for the robots.
They look like Jaegers fighting against
They
Kaijus
are,
here.
yeah, Kaiju Ultralisks.
But they're not driven by Tastosis, so they have no chance.
That's right. They were driven by two pilots that's brains completely incompatible.
Probably the Australian pilots or something. I don't know. Who cares? Maynard and Pig are in that. It just dies instantly, the Ultra. I'm like, yeah, no, that's how that goes.
Okay, so TY is in ruins right now.
Yeah, he is. He's got like nothing left.
Yeah, he has. Look at his minerals going up. Look how sad that is.
Yeah. He's making 2 Hellions right now. What are you going to do with those Hellions, TY?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with those?
Meanwhile,
this.
Oh, Dark with the stealth play.
He's almost too fancy.
I know. He's like, where's he going to go with these?
You can tell he's trying so hard, too. Like, what, you want to win another GSL?
Boop. 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 There's submarines, Artosis.
Steal the SCV making the turret.
We're underneath the army now, Captain. Launch! Okay, here we go. I think this is the end.
I think so.
Oh, my God. All right. 2-1. 2-1, GG. Dark
right.
is a killer.
Yeah, looks strong there. Good hold against TY's very relentless aggression earlier on in the game. I feel like TY is bringing some very interesting builds, though. That was kind of a cool set of strategies coming out of him earlier in the game. Didn't end up working, but, well, I guess that's that. Game 4. Let's do it.
I'm worried this is going to be the last one. I almost forgot that TY actually opened up with Proxy Reaper.
That's
in that
right.
game. We got so far in that.
You only got 1 drone in 10 lanes. That was weird.
Yeah.
He made 6 Reapers.
But the game that TY won, Game 2, maybe he needs to go back to a little bit more of that style. I don't know. We're going to a break. When we come back, Game 4, Dark vs. TY will continue on. Do not go away.
Out the story to another day. One night tells the next what he knows. Nobody hears their voice, yet what they say goes. Nobody hears their voice, yet what they say goes. I can feel the can feel the heat. I 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 can feel the heat.
I feel cold. I feel cold inside myself.
2019 Mountain Dew GSL Season 3 Code S Reversal.
Code S Reversal. I don't know if we're going to see a reversal this time.
Oh, I mean, I think that TY is... It was an interesting strat last game.
He needs to avoid Zerk lasting too long, getting too much tech, having too many resources. That's what he needs to do.
It's hard to stop Dark from doing that, though, because he does not like rush to even late game. He will stay in that mid-game unit set for a long time. He's using off-brand unit sets as well.
Yeah.
He's a hard player to play against.
We're going to go to Winter's Gate for Game 4. If Dark wins this, he'll be our first player in the round of 4. If TY wins, we'll go to our 5th and final game. That's loaded up now. Let's go.
Fight.
This map has inflammation. There's a pimple growing underneath there.
Gosu Crew, Dark.
Can't pop it yet.
Do you remember the Zerg player named Seal?
StarCraft 1?
StarCraft 2.
StarCraft 2? No, I don't actually.
Splice, TY.
He just came into my mind randomly, if I recall correctly. He was
Korean
one of those
player?
Zerg players I was in love with, and he had like great creep spread, but he never really did much.
Korean player or not
Yeah,
Korean
Korean
player?
Korean player.
I have no memory of this guy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's all right. Just popped in my mind.
Again, guys, those who came to the studio, welcome. Thank you for coming down.
Yeah.
I know the weather's been pretty...
It's rainy today.
It's raining. It's going to be raining all through the night, too.
Yeah. It's okay. So
But even though it's nice to be indoors when it's rainy, but it is kind of a pain to get out of your house or hotel and come down here. So welcome. Thanks for coming down.
I mean, you could always use an umbrella.
Yeah, it won't keep you totally dry. A little bit of an inconvenience, Artosis.
That is true, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whenever you're on the train, you're in a taxi, you got your umbrella, you're like...
I'm going to get a little tiny bit wet. My
feet are going to get wet. My shins are going to get wet. Yeah.
I hate wet shoes. Wet shoes are annoying.
It's how you get rot foot, trench foot.
Trench foot.
You Lieutenant Dan warned us about it, Artosis.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that.
Keep your feet dry.
Got to be careful with that. Whoa, or third command center. It's fun being a dummy. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to expect here. Again, well, Dark is one of the players that will mix it up and do some different things that become interesting. But really, it's TY I'm looking at.
I do think this is a matchup where we really just want to wait and watch and see what TY is going to try to do. Because even though Dark has been aggressive in the past, I feel like the way Zerg is now, it's disincentivized Zergs to really be crazy early on and instead just like make, you know, what they need and try to outlast the Terran.
So just some light harassment. Not expecting anything really to get done there. Overlord speed rather quickly here. That's kind of cool. So he wants to get his scout done right away.
So what do you think? TY going to go more bio this time around? Or do you think we could have a third attempt at mech that might end up with a failure?
It's so hard to say. Like, TY is one of those players that's really good with both. I feel like bio play gives him a slightly higher chance to win. The thing is, I am a player that is somewhat known for enjoying mech and thinking mech is good. But right now in this matchup, I'm not digging it very much.
Yeah, I think it lets Zerg off the hook a little bit too much. You have to completely rely on just that harass, and it's not the same kind of harass as you're not building up with, I think, with the same units you have, like if you go bio, where you can harass, and then drop, and then hit somewhere, and then maybe push in. With a lot of the poking you do with mech, it's like, if you have starport units, hold on a second, let's see how much
it seems like you can't make an army that's really impossible to stop with mech.
It does seem like that, yeah.
It doesn't scale as well right now as it did. Wow, not really getting much done with those.
Oh, I was like, does it not have speed? That took me a second.
Oh, there's an armory. It looks like we're going to have Hellbat Liberator.
Well, that did pretty well. I'm thinking of Reaper Hellbat, excuse me. It's not the same thing at all.
Yeah, Hellbat Liberator is good, though. I mean, that's...
If you can dart around the map enough, yeah.
You know, you force the Queens to come out and fight the Hellions/Hellbats, and then the Liberators sometimes can get a lot of damage done if you bring them in from another angle. What are we looking at right now? What is so interesting?
Yeah. There's nothing I can cast off that screenshot. All right.
Like, I must be missing something. Like, yeah, he has 2 Overlords there. That's super sick. What? What?
Shine's like, dear God, I left the iron on. Okay. The push is going to be coming here. This actually happens a lot on these maps where there's stuff to slow down, things moving through the center, but you're still pretty close, and so players deem it still probably worthwhile to come through the center.
All right, here comes the push.
All right, he's got some Marines here. He's morphed some of those Hellbats. One does go down. There's no medevac here, so the damage that gets on these is going to be permanent.
Yeah, the Marines adding some good DPS against these Queens right now. A lot of units coming down. What is the Liberator doing, though? Finally gets into position. Took a little bit.
Yeah, but already the ground attack has been thwarted. There's a Viking on the ground.
Yeah, lands a Viking there as well. Ooh, maybe these 2 last Hellions can get something done, make this worthwhile.
I don't know, Artosis. The push is not stopping, apparently. Oh, it is now. He's turning around.
Yeah,
there were more units rallied across the map. I don't think that did enough.
No, that didn't seem good enough. Like 5 drones. The thing is, he even had a reasonable amount of Queens left over, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Nidus Network. Counterplay in action here.
Yeah, Queen Ling counter even. He's going into bio play from here. It's just too much. Uh-oh, Tasteless. Sue might be out of a job.
Yeah, I think Sue is going to have to go back on that whole... He's going to have to fall back on that pro gaming thing.
I think TY should come upstairs
E-gamer.
and we should send Sue home, and Sue only gets half pay for today.
Yeah, I think so. I think TY is probably sad he's going to lose GSL. I think we're like, No, not so fast. Get your caster suit on and go upstairs.
Flying in with the Speed Lord.
Like,
looking for a space for Nidus.
What are you doing? Just want to see your tech. Okay, you didn't switch into mech.
Then he's like, actually.
Oh, he's like, I'll make a turret here in case. Ah!
TY frantically going up into the main base.
Yeah, and there's also going to be Lings here to counterattack.
Really
oh,
nice.
dude.
Well, that's going to force the Nidus to get through no matter what.
Yeah, oh, here come all the queens. Transfusions for years here.
My God.
Oh, my God, another Nidus coming in here. Dark.
That's it.
Is not done winning GSLs, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, not looking like it. TY, I think, put up a pretty good fight overall, but Dark a bit too strong here.
Stim is very close to where this attack is, so losing that would hurt.
He's got, like, nothing left here. Look at this. Dark is on 62 workers. Even if, like, all this exploded right now, he'd be fine and win a macro game.
Transfuse is coming down.
Look at that. Queens get out. TY finally cleans it up.
So
38
crazy.
workers left over.
Yeah, at this point in time, Dark nearly doubles workers.
Yeah, Infestation Pit on the way. I guess TY can try a 1-1 stim timing, right? There's no real upgrades here for Dark. Only Baneling speed. So maybe through some amazing micro, he can start to work his way back some. It's funny, the unit loss thing looks a lot closer than I feel this game is right now. 2 Infestation Pits. Must be a mistake. This is the Artosis Train of Thought, Stream of Thought cast right now.
Thank you for joining us here.
Stays quiet, and I just read things and go, oh, I wonder if that's a mistake. Yeah, I think it probably is. Huh.
Well,
the game's more close than I think it is. That's interesting.
You know what's funny is Dark is so everywhere in these games. I'm kind of in awe, to be honest. It's crazy how good he's looking here. I mean, he did this amazing attack, and even though we see it's like even in supplies right now in a lot of ways, he destroyed so much infrastructure.
He messed up everything, man.
Yeah, and now Dark again is in this place where he can propel himself forward. And I don't know what exactly TY can do to stop it. Now, I don't think Dark is there yet, but he's definitely getting set up for that. We see another base being taken here at 6 o'clock. There is a push coming out now. But TY is staying on 3 bases. I guess that's about as easy as it can be to hold off counterattacks. It's on 3 bases, but...
Well, I mean, TY is maneuvering. We'll see what he can get done here. His upgrade advantage is not going to last much longer. Spainling counterattack.
Oh my God, there's no way to save these workers! Workers! Okay.
Sometimes it's okay to let them attack.
Yeah.
Hey, is TY actually just going to break him?
Well, he did use all his Banes in a counterattack. Was this a mistake? I guess the question is, can Zerg produce enough? He's got a lot of queens, but this number of infantry is pretty terrifying.
Yeah, as long as you don't let the Banes hit you, the queens aren't going to do that much.
Not that many medevacs here, but hold on. 20 more Lings are coming. The queen count is about to be thinned out. Okay, I think actually Dark just threw so hard here.
Huh.
He just has enough. Now, I don't know how much more energy is on these medevacs, but it's like just Lings being made, I think.
Looks like he'll still end up technically holding it. Did lose that base. He has another 2 on the way, though.
He can't make Banes right now. He's actually having to remake his Bane Lings.
Oh, that's funny.
But there's something coming down here to reinforce. We're going to get a shot of it on screen in a second. Nope. It was not enough.
Oh, that's funny. I thought that Dark was going to be able to win that with the amount of SCVs he killed with that Nidus and the fact that he had 62 drones behind. It really felt to me like he was going to run away with that.
Here's the thing, man. I don't think it was the correct play there for Dark to try to counterattack with all his Banes. You can counterattack with some of your Lings, that's fine, but you actually need the Banelings to fight the army.
You know what else?
The fact that he barely kept his army alive in that fight. Had Banelings come in early on, he would have won that. Dark would have won that fight, and he would have kicked TY out of the GSL.
You might be right. You might be right. Also, this is something I definitely realized and noticed many times with Queen Ling Niduses against Protoss. They're very deceiving. Like, it seems like it's not that big of an investment from Zerg sometimes, and it seems like it does a lot of damage. And then suddenly, you know, we saw a lot of games where we thought that the Zerg had it won, and then Protoss just is like, oh no, don't worry, I have like 1 unit and a Warp Prism, so now I kill you. But, I don't know, very, very weird.
The last game is going to be on GSL Cobalt, the best kind of Cobalt. And we're going to find out who will be the first survivor in the round of 4. Let's go.
Gosu Crew, Dark. Splice, TY.
So we have vertical spawns here. Be interesting what this one looks like. We saw that just bonkers game. Who was that between? Was that Solar and Maru that had the crazy game here where Maru somehow pushed in these same positions to like the bottom right?
Yeah, that was Maru for sure.
That was a crazy game. That really looked like that was going to be a Solar victory too.
It's incredible because it's so hard for Terran to push a Zerg who's expanding towards the cross spot.
Yeah, he's expanding so far away from you at that point. Feels like the supply lines can just be interrupted. You just send a little bit of cavalry in there. There's no way you're getting food to your troops.
It's also, this map is so big. This map takes up as much space as you pretty much can on a map this size. And when I say take up space, I mean with actual places to build stuff and move army. Some maps, which are quite big, do not take advantage of all that space. And they want the map to be smaller and tighter.
It's a gigantic map. Looks like the Overlord immediately finding where he is, and TY will immediately find where Dark is. Which kind of makes the map a little bit smaller, at least for a bit.
Yeah.
You don't expect anything to be on the right for a long time. I wonder what style this will bring. I feel like you do want to go bio here. Can you imagine winning a game with mech on this map?
No, I cannot.
It's hard to imagine winning a game with mech on even like Kingsco. We see, you know, a lot of the mech games have a hard time. Wow, that was a sick kill.
Get wrecked. Got the first drone.
He did. He got wrecked. That was an important drone too.
Yeah, that was among one of the only little victories, or I guess real victories, you can have early on in a TVZ.
Roach Warren pulls the trigger. Says, "Screw it! You want to play like that?"
He's angry.
He's angry at him. They used to be friends. They're not now.
Not anymore.
I love it.
Yeah.
Pop in SCV micro.
Oh, cover me! Oh,
no way! Whoa! He's actually gonna save them both like that.
Yeah. He should have those two SCVs merged into an Archon.
Oh my god! This micro. This is what these stupid air duct things were meant for.
Oh!
Throw a grenade in there. Throw it in.
Do it!
Oh well, I guess you can't without the vision, but
throw it next to it. Ah!
That was cool.
TY's got this, Artosis.
I like the micro battle.
7 roaches inbound. These roaches are going to battering ram their way up to the entrance. Zerg's trying to disguise what's happening. Note he pulled the roaches back. He's trying to disguise this. He's pushed them out of vision. This is actually a pretty good rush on this map because there's so much, so many paths you could take to send the roaches down.
You know what's funny though? He's making Marauders.
That's pretty good against roaches.
Yeah, better than Marines. Better than Reapers.
Dare I say they counter roaches.
Yeah, you dare say. Ravagers not as much, but still.
Yeah. Okay, he's coming forward now. First SCV should go down. There's the Marauder. Now he wants to take the most injured roach and morph it into a Ravager for cost efficiency. And loses the first roach. He's going to lose the second roach.
Yeah. Some frantic micro here. You see even the mules in the battle.
Yeah. Well, you know in a moment like this, when you see an attack like this, It's more important that you just hold off their army.
Yeah. Your micro has to be precise.
Yes, and then you have to try to remake as much as you possibly can.
So Stim's still on the way here. Seems like that Roach attack, I mean, killing 5 SCVs is not nothing, I guess, but it definitely doesn't feel worth it. I think when Stim is done, though, he's going to have Stim and a Medevac and a bunch of Marauders. Like, is he going to have 4 Marauders?
I guess so.
That's pretty microable.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do with that. Man, you know, this is so crazy because Dark's shown such excellent late game that the idea that he might lose this because his scouting drone was killed off, or not scouting drone, his third hatch drone was killed off, and then he tried to mix it up into this Roach Ravager attack, and then Terran holds it. And I mean, this is going to be, if he loses, especially after the success he's had, ouch.
Well, this is going to be a Hellion drop coming up now. He's actually bringing it all the way around to the main base, it looks like.
Oh! Oh! Watch out! Oh my god.
Some fancy flying.
Yeah, no kidding.
Iceman over there.
All right, he's going to go for, okay, 3 kills.
Did you see the flame on that?
I didn't see the flame, but they died. They actually lit themselves on fire. 8 kills. He picks up, has 3 inside. Could unload again somewhere else if he wants to. The Viking's still alive. Let's not forget that,
gosh,
too.
It's crazy.
10 kills.
All right, that was definitely very worthwhile. Things are looking up for TY.
But don't forget
his defeat overall. I mean, here he is.
He's doing it for the casters. Casters around the world and all different
He wants you
esports
to
are
feel
watching
good about
right now.
yourself. Yeah.
Yes. Saying you guys can do this too, casters. Thanks, TY. You signed my casting microphone.
You have a casting microphone that you carry around.
Yeah. Only when I'm casting stuff outside the studio, you know. Now, the CC's going to land here. Again, Dark is like got the best defense even when he gets behind.
Yeah, he's very good at that.
Doesn't mean TY's guaranteed to win this at all. This is really... Oh, I guess he's just repairing. Okay. Yeah, the CV's just stuck in there. I'm like, huh. So TY has an opportunity to push. He has an opportunity to do damage. But Dark is amazing at defense, and this map is huge, which Zergs love for holding off pushes. So that damage was done early on. Doesn't necessarily mean TY's got this in the bag just yet.
No. This could be difficult, though, right? His upgrades are going to be quite a bit behind. We've already got combat shields. 1-1's going to be coming up here.
The targeting is pretty good. Picks up, runs away.
Focuses down what he can.
Yeah, mostly losing Marines, not losing Marauders.
Second factory is coming up right now for TY as well. So getting ready for that stronger push a little bit later on, probably many more siege tanks.
We have an attack coming here once more. I don't see any defense just yet. Okay, Zerg's droning up pretty heavily. I think that right now Dark's pretty confident. Besides these few drops, there's not going to be anything major for a little bit. Now, 1-1's about to finish, so we'll see if Terran is deciding to push sometime soon here. But okay, here we go. Unsieging. No, he's just repositioning. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. I'd love to see him start 2-2 immediately, though. That's, you know, when you have an advantage like the upgrades, just having these windows where you have 2 upgrades is so fantastic, but we don't see him doing that quite yet. He's making quite a few Liberators and Siege Tanks. Second factory's add-on just finished up.
Zerg is rapidly approaching being maxed out. Another little fight over here. Good pull away.
Do you think we're going to see an attack out of Dark?
I don't think so. I don't feel like either side is going to be that interested in trying to attack.
Yeah, it's very far away. Like, I think the first real attack will be TY.
Well, if you're Dark, I think you just want to take up the whole map.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
you want your creep spread far, far, far out there.
I think we're definitely going to have some Nidus Worms, though.
Yeah, and I love, oh my god, he's making 2 hatcheries in his main right now. I love that. I was literally just going to say I think he needs macro hatches, because in a situation like this, TY's attack is going to be fearsome, and you need more than your max supply with this type of army.
Right, you need to be able to reinforce as the attack is happening. The push is coming out, and he's going to push through the, what do you call this, the bridge, I guess, up here. Oh, those were some great shots on those Banes.
Yeah,
Going to try to edge in here a little bit further. Oh, man, taking some corrosive bile hits.
And moving his siege tanks up a little bit. They're stifled reasonably well, so it's going to be hard for Dark to actually do a full engage. Looks like he's going to give up that base. I think that's actually a really good call. It's a hard call, but that is a terrible area for him to fight in.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, Artosis. I think it's necessary to sacrifice this, give up the position, because he's already now stretched out to the top right side of the map.
Yeah, it feels like he just loses otherwise.
Terran can't push through that area anymore. In fact, I think we might see Terran turn around.
Yeah, he is turning around. Good call there. And, you know, he can reinforce, get his maxed out army together. 2-2 is on the way. Not quite halfway done, though.
Okay, a push now through the middle. Oh, my God. A lot of Banes here, not quite connecting where they need to, but the Ravagers take out the tanks. Really, the Banes are intended for the Marines. The Ravagers' corrosive biles are intended for the tanks.
Another drop going down in the main base. Some constant harassment pressure here from TY. Sure, his supply is a little bit lower, but I think he's keeping really good control of this game. Dark, though, starting to get these really big armies. And if he continues his creep spread, if he can keep his creep spread like mid-map, how do you even attack the top right area?
This is the thing, is I don't know how you do it. I almost feel like you want to have, no, maybe not. I was going to say maybe you want to have him try to, you know, just use up more resources on his side of the map, and then you slowly take your half. But then again, that Zerg never end up spending as much in the half-half map situations. The Brooded Learning Infestor becomes just too good.
Yeah. Still trying to come out.
Oh my God, this is
funny
bad.
Looking thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll pick up most
Fortunately,
of it.
he had enough.
Yeah.
Another drop over here.
Oh, into the natural this time. Maybe not perfect targeting. He has to get out of there.
Oh, TY may be hemorrhaging too much here and there.
Yeah, he's keeping him busy, though. And really, I mean, the Marines, I think, don't matter all that much. Dark's still on this kind of low-tech unit set. Going into Ultras, though, I love it. It's really going to help him to hold on against some of these attacks.
Okay, this is the kind of kill TY needs. He's going to be able to take out this hatch over here. He's going to go for a rare move, targeting that down and then trying to get a pickup. It works. You got to be careful when you do that, because sometimes you lose your entire army and you don't get the building.
Yeah. It's a big kill, though.
Or you get the building and you lose your entire army and it wasn't worth it.
That can happen, too. So he's going back right now. Some Vipers are out, throwing down his parasitic bombs. I love the usage of the parasitic bomb. It's just so smart to whittle that down over time. Maybe the first few don't kill anything, but
eventually it will kill everything.
You don't really have that much time to sit around and repair medevacs all day.
Yeah, I mean, usually you're too preoccupied moving units around and healing stuff, so, I mean, it really does start to stack up.
Yeah, there's so many important things to do.
Is TY taking the island at the bottom?
Oh, maybe he is. Yeah, it looks like
there's something floating
maybe
down
he
there.
brought it. Yeah, he brought those medevacs, and oh, that's cool. And it looks like he's going to use his siege tanks for defense. I think that's actually kind of smart, because at this point the siege tanks aren't going to be nearly as useful. They're just kind of too slow and clunky. And how would you kill this as Zerg?
You can't Nidus it if there's a siege tank there.
Yeah, 2 siege tanks. He should be able to just kind of hold on. Planetary and 2 siege tanks plus a few turrets. That's a strong defense, and that's a base that probably he'll be able to mine out straight up. And that's the last easy one to take, too. He has to go really far away for his next base. This is becoming a very exciting and interesting game.
I like that Terran has this island now.
Yeah, that makes me feel comfortable for him.
And also, let's point out that it's much harder for Terran to actually stretch into the bottom right than it is for Zerg.
Yes.
I mean, this map is huge. Okay, we have this attack that's actually getting pretty crazy. Okay, the Banelings are coming in. There's no siege tank to target these down, so eventually with good pickups,
That was really efficient. Looks like the Vipers are actually going to get in there, though. What? Is this a thing? Had no idea, but that's cool.
Welcome to the first month of StarCraft 1.
Look at that. Oh, that's super cool. That's so annoying.
This is like the first time people played Lost Temple.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
my God, it's a Terran map. That is super cool, though.
I don't know if it's going to help that much in the long run, but
no.
I like it.
But
Widowmine drops.
For what he invested in it, it seems fantastic. Just yank the tank over there. Oh, my God.
He almost choked up my drink.
So funny.
So funny.
What a silly way to deal with that.
Again, the tank really in siege mode. Should probably pull the Viper into it when he tries to do that, but like we talked about with the Thor earlier in the hard mode.
Yeah.
Now, again, we're waiting for the real final solution here. Is it going to be this push in the middle? Okay. I just don't know if it's enough. I think Zerg just completely
he'll kill this.
Wipes out everything.
That was a weird
That was like
push.
Nowhere near enough, you know.
It was like kind of highly technical.
This is so funny. He's targeting the Nidus for a second.
Definitely would be a good thing to kill off.
And we've got nukes coming here, but how good are nukes really going to be on this map?
Well, everything's so spread. Maybe an occasional nuke somewhere is good. I don't know if the Maru, 5 nukes per minute is going to be that good. Right, we have Corruptors starting to be added in here as well. I really like the combination of the Ling, Bane, Ravager, Ultra, Corruptor.
I'm excited by how much TY has, but I do not see any way he's going to come in here and stop the Zerg from having all these bases. Oh my God!
That is the silliest thing I ever saw in my whole life.
Planetary gets it so right.
Yeah.
Right.
Planetary does, but he should just spread those slightly. What are you doing?
He's going to.
That was an F2 right there.
He's going to deny mining from himself over his own natural. Okay. Again, Zerg's banked up a lot of minerals, not a lot of gas. Not much minerals or gas here for TY. TY is finally beginning to trek towards the bottom right. There's almost no more expansions available in this game for Zerg.
And see this area that TY has set up. This is what originally, like 3 years ago, TY was doing against these late game Zergs that other Terrans were not. This kind of like missile turret, Liberator, Widowmine, Ghost play when he's repositioning these all over the place. It's really, it's a scary combination of units. It's very, very efficient.
Okay, another huge attack. I think Terran might have enough that Zerg is going to get pulled through a meat grinder here.
Yeah, the Corruptors are like helping quite a bit.
The
few Ultras lead in the charge there.
Wow, okay, I stand corrected, and already remaxing out here is Dark. You know, it's funny, he had so many minerals banked up, but I guess if you have this many Ultras, all you need is Lings with them. Lings and a few Banes, which are cheap to come by when you have this much of the map.
If you don't have, like, Liberators or something like that hitting the Ultras, they just do not die. Ouch. I'm a little bit stressed by those siege tanks on the edge there.
Yeah, because it's...
Look at these Corruptors come in. Oh, my God. He better start repairing that right now.
I don't know that he is. I think he's already taking damage on too many spots on the map. Oh, no!
Look at that. The Overseer tanks some hits. This is...
Well, that is...
That was a good move by Dark.
You know, normally that's not the play that we go back and talk about, but the fact that he denied that island from mining...
TY doesn't have money to
TY can't even get those SCVs to mine somewhere else useful for now.
All right, a lot of Liberators set up. The Corruptor's starting to just plow through them, though. Wow, and after a start that looked pretty good for TY, Dark going to take it down 3-2. A very different series.
I'm sure that there were things that TY could have done better, but that seems like a very strong map for Zerg against Terra, to be honest.
Yeah, it does.
It just seems like, you know, there's probably a limit to how far apart you want a Terran and a Zerg to be. If Terran is generally burdened into pushing or dropping and harassing, to have additional bases and potential cross spots like that where it's like that far away.
Well, it's so hard for Terran to take more bases or to attack in a situation like that.
But to be honest, Dark played amazingly in the other games as well.
Yeah.
We'll now be going to an interview. Dark is our first player to advance to the round of 4 in Season 3 of the GSL Codes. And that interview will happen now. We're going to see how he's feeling.
Hello guys, we're going to have an interview with Dark, the first player to advance to the round of 4. Congratulations. Thank you. And it's your third round of 4. It's 3 seasons in a row. How do you feel?
태양 형이 진짜 준비를 너무 잘해오신 것
I can tell that TY's made thorough preparation.
정신이 너무 없어가지고
And
실수를 너무 많이 한 것 같아요.
out of my mind playing the game.
사실 준비는 박명호 선수도
But it felt like you prepared really well too, Dark.
달랐거든요. 와 마지막 세트 바퀴 러시부터 뭐 가시지옥.
In the last set, you went for the rush, and then you going for the Nidus. You went for a lot of various builds.
준비 과정 좀 들어볼 수 있을까요?
How was your preparation?
16강 경기 때
In round of 16,
제가
I think.
하도 무감타만 해가지고
I played too many Brotherlord infestors, so this time I came up with some other builds that were quite aggressive.
같았으면은 더 쉽게 이겼을 텐데.
If it was before going for the Brotherlord infestors, it would have been an easier win for sure.
그냥 좀 메타 다르게 준비해온 것 같아요.
But this time I prepared a build that is not quite
이상합니다.
similar to the current meta.
마지막 세트 이야기 더 해볼게요.
Okay, let's go with the last set.
바퀴 러시가 막혔는데
The rush was fended off.
잘 기다리고 있었잖아요. 이게
And
막혔는데
the Marauders were really prepared well.
정말 대단합니다. 이렇게 박명호 선수가 버틸 수 있는 그 힘의 근원이
And Dark,
도대체
how were you
뭔가요?
able to stall out the game?
그것까지는 잘 모르겠고요. 근데 저도 불곰 나왔을 때는
Not too sure.
이거 진짜
But when the opponent
났다.
did go for the Marauder, I knew that I was in a
싶었는데,
dangerous situation.
그래도 여기서 이렇게 허무하게 질 수 없으니까.
But then I regained my poise and I knew that I can't lose here.
이렇게 멋진 경기력, 또 완벽한 준비성 보여주시면서
immaculate performance
4강에
and very well
올라가게
prepared.
됐습니다. 자 이번에도 우승을 노리시는 만큼
Now you're looking for another championship, Dark.
4강 상대 바로
In the round of
내일 결정이
4,
됩니다. 이병열
you will be
선수,
playing against
주성우
Rogue
선수
or
두
Zest.
선수가 있는데 혹시 저저전 이제 좀
Have
준비되셨어요?
you prepared well for the ZVZ matchup?
준비하는 과정이고요. 근데 뭐
I'm kind of still practicing for that, but I do want to avoid the ZVZ as much as possible. But on the other hand, in order to beat Zero, I need to really refine my ZVZ.
네, 주성우 선수라고 한다면 조금 더 마음이 편한 분 있을까요?
Do you think you feel more comfortable going against Zest? Yes, definitely.
정말 솔직한 답변인 것
Very
같습니다.
candid of you,
자
Dark.
이번에도 우승을 노린다고
And
하셨습니다.
Dark, he's
마지막으로
aiming for his
팬들에게
championship
한마디
again.
들어볼게요.
Any last messages to your fans?
진짜 거의 그냥 1년 내내 쉬지 않고 달려오고 있는 것
For the
같은데
1 year, I've been practicing really hard.
마지막까지 얼마 안
And now the
남았으니까
journey
마무리 잘할 수 있도록
is not too far ahead,
다시
so I'm going to try my
한번
best to the
사강
last
진출
minute. Once again, congratulations. Thank you.
네 이렇게 3연속 4강에
Okay.
성공한 박명호 선수
We have
만나봤는데요.
one of the
계속해서
4 slots
GSL
filled in.
이벤트
Artosis, Dark moves
안내해드리겠습니다.
on.
Yeah, looking like he might possibly be able to win back-to-back GSLs. He's looking super strong.
No, he's looking terrifying. And really some of the best late game and so many different approaches to how to take on a Terran as well.
Yeah, that was kind of the exciting thing about tonight. It was some of the game's kind of very confusing positions that we just don't see. But Dark knew how to handle them. He kind of invented this new way to play, and that makes him very unpredictable going forward.
Hang on to your tickets. If you're here in the studio at the end of the show, we are giving away photo albums and very cute StarCraft t-shirts. We'll be right back after the short break, so don't go away. Next match soon.
When you were all alone, I'll be there for you. There, I'll be there for you. When you were all alone, oh, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there.
I'll wait to see your golden smile, feel of 1,000 kisses. Oh, please stay a while. I'll reach up to hold your sunlit face. Feels like a handful of silk now. I'm in your warm embrace. Oh, I hope this feeling lasts till the oceans turn to glass and the world around us turns and fades to black. Together we'll hold back the sun in this moment, forever young. Against the stream of time we'll run, baby. We'll hold back the sun. This feeling moves me every single day. I'm captured by your charm, enchanted by your ways. In the magic of your eyes, I become lost in their spell. So come closer, my dear, because all is well. Oh, I hope this feeling lasts till the oceans turn to glass and the world around us turns and fades to black. Together we'll hold back the sun in this moment, forever young. Against the stream of time we'll run, baby. We'll hold back the sun. When the sun goes down and the world spins round, when I lay right next to you, I can't close my eyes even though I try. These perfect moments are few. I fall asleep to embrace in the morning, awake to that perfect side of you. Together we'll hold back the sun in this moment, forever young. Against the stream of time we'll run, baby. We'll hold back the sun in this moment, forever young. Against the stream of time we'll run, baby. We'll hold back the sun in this moment, forever.
The road ahead, it twists and turns, and the sun it beats down and it burns. But I keep on pushing through. And every step quicker than the last, my feet tread down this beaten path, and I keep on pushing through. 'Cause I get up and I may fall right back down, but your love lifts me back to solid ground. Yeah, I get up and I may fall right back down, but your love lifts me back to solid ground. Oh, I've come too far in this to raise my flag and call it quits. So I keep on pushing through. Oh, with every step my heart it pounds. Yes, I'm sure I've had my doubts, but I must keep pushing through. Yeah, I get up and I may fall right back down, but your love lifts me back to solid ground.
Welcome back. We've just wrapped up our first best of 5. Dark managed to defeat TY in a very close series. Dark really showing the sheer strength of Zerg in late game ZVT. He really knows how to play that from start to finish.
Yeah, he's a bit of a badass. That looked very, very strong. I think he's probably favored just straight up to take the tournament.
Seems like it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Coming up next, we've got King vs. Trap, but first a quick interview.
Hello everyone, before we get into the second match of tonight, we will be having an interview with the two players.
8년 만에 8강에 진출한 황규석
And
선수,
Keen, who's made it to a round of 8 in 8 years.
결승까지 매 시즌
And
커리어
Trap,
하이를 갱신했던
who's
조성호
gaining
선수의
his career high every
두
time.
선수를 미리 만나보겠습니다.
Okay, let's have an
안녕하세요.
interview with those players.
안녕하세요.
Hello Keen, hello
네.
Trap.
먼저 황규석 선수입니다.
Okay, Keen, you first.
여기까지 오기가 정말
And Keen,
힘들었습니다.
it was an
바로
arduous run
지난
for you to come all the way here.
무려 12시까지 9세트의 장기전 끝에
And then you were playing
올라온
9
최강 소감부터
sets the other
들어볼게요.
day in order to come to the round of 8.
일단
How do you
되게
feel?
힘겨운 싸움을 하고
Well,
올라왔기
it definitely was
때문에
very
이번
arduous.
8강전도 꼭 놓치고 싶지 않습니다.
But you know, the round of 8, I want to really win.
오랜만에 GSL 다전제 준비였을 텐데
And
준비는
that must have been
네,
very hard best of 5 series.
하면서 크게 어려움은 없었고요.
It wasn't really that hard.
많이 경험을 해봤기 때문에
I've experienced it often.
문제는 없었다 이야기를
So you're saying
하셨는데요.
there's no problem.
이번에는 조성호 선수입니다.
Okay, Trap.
올해 오프라인 테란전 12승 2패의
The offline record for you right now in the PVT match is currently 12 wins, 2 losses. How confident are you right now?
요즘에 테란전이 뭔가 깨달은 것 같아요.
I feel like I've definitely got the hang of the PVT matchup, and I've been playing a lot of Terrans these days, and my performance has been really good.
뜻대로만 된다면은
So as long as the game
깨달음을
plays out well, I
얻었다.
think I can
굉장히
win.
궁금한데요. 사실 상대가 패치가 있었기 때문에 뭐 이전의 태프전과는
And
좀
the
다를
opponent
거라 좀
is
자신감을
keen.
보이기도 했는데 좀 두렵진 않으세요?
Are you terrified of him?
황규석 선수의 준비.
테란전 연습은 예전부터 오래 돼 있어가지고
My PVT preparation has been done a long time before,
그래요.
so I'm well
연습은
set.
어떻게 하셨나요?
How did you prepare?
팀원 테란들도 있고.
Well, I have some Terran members in the junior squad, so I've
이신영 선수가
scrimmed against
도와줬다
them.
이야기를 하셨는데요.
And apparently
황규석
innovation
선수는
helped
어떤
him.
선수의 뭐 도움을 받은 게
And Keen,
있을까요?
did you get any help from the other players?
예전에 팀 생활 같이 했던 선수들이랑
Well,
연습을 많이
I did scrim against the players that were in my team a long time ago.
열심히 한 것 같아요.
I think I've prepared really well.
과연 오늘 어떤 결과가
And we'll
나올지가
see who comes out on
궁금한데요.
top.
누구보다 열심히 하는 두 선수입니다.
And these two players really put a lot of effort
두
in the
선수의
recent GSL.
각오를 확인해 볼게요. 먼저 황규석 선수.
So Keen,
곧 입대라서
you'll be going to the
간절함은
military
이루
soon.
말할 수가
So I
없을 것
guess you're really
같습니다.
desperate for this win.
들려주시죠.
Any words of determination?
입대 날짜도 얼마 남지 않아서
Well, my military date
저도
is really
상관없다는
coming
마인드로
close,
최선을 다하고
so
왔고요.
I'm going to try my best.
오늘은 그냥 후회 없이
And today I will play without regrets.
네, 배수진을 치겠다는 말로 들리는데요. 자, 이번에는 조성호 선수
And now,
딱
Trap,
GSL 우승만 남았기에
you only have
여기서
the
물러설
GSL
생각은
championship
절대
to
없을
go.
것 같습니다. 마지막으로 각오 들려주시죠.
And any words of determination
제가
from
올해
you?
들어서 이런 상위 라운드에 올라오는 게
And this year,
당연한 선수가 되고
I've
싶다고
been coming to these
그렇게
round of
돼가고 있는
4
것 같아서
and the
기쁘고,
semifinals, so it feels really good.
오늘은 저만 재밌는 게임
But today,
하도록 하겠습니다.
I'll put on a
저만
performance that
재밌는 게임을 하겠다
really satisfies
이야기하셨는데요.
me.
늘 32강, 16강에서 좌절하다가 올해 노력의 결실을
You
본
always
두
slipped
선수입니다.
in the round of
공이
32 and the round of
들어와서 두
16,
선수는
but you made it here
다전제 대결을
keen.
펼친 적이 없는데요. 과연 그
And these two
승자는
players
누구일까요?
have been playing
8강
really well these
이경기
days. Let's see who
시작하겠습니다.
comes out on top.
Hell yeah, let's do just that.
Yeah. This is a very interesting one, okay? Trap, I mean, we already know so much about Trap. He's so strong, he was underrated for a long time. He has been playing better and better and better. He's on Jin Air. He's favored against almost everyone in the world at almost all times. Just a super strong contender to get far in any tournament. Keen, on the other hand. First off, I know I was joking about shoutouts, but a shout out to Kochanfe, who sends me detailed statistics sometimes about various players that he knows I'm interested in, such as Keen, who I've been kind of a fan of for quite some time. But here's some stats for you about Keen and why you should be emotionally invested in this match. First off, he's been playing forever, since the beginning of StarCraft 2.
He's been with our show the entire time.
Yeah. So, okay, so think about this. for anyone watching, and this is just an open question for you to think about. So Keen has been playing StarCraft 2 hard for at least 9 years. Have you been doing anything hard for at least 9 years? Okay, so not just that, but he's tied for 5th most Code S's. Okay.
Oh, is it 5th now? I thought he was 6th.
He's tied for 5th right now, I believe. So it's him, Sue,
crazy.
Innovation, Losira all have been to 18 Code S's, and then above him are only Lenok, Parting, Maru, and Gumiho. Okay, so that is elite company that you're within. Now here's the thing: that whole list of people that are tied with him or above him, almost all of them have championships. All of them have been to at least the finals. Even Losira and Lenok have been to the finals.
People forget that as well.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, even though they don't perform as well now, they were killers. They were totally dominant at a different point in time in the 9-year span that we've been doing GSL.
Whereas, on the other hand, Keen is sitting here. It's been 8 years since he's been in the round of 8. He's only been in the round of 8 twice in 18 tries. So the amount of money he makes playing StarCraft 2, very low. The amount of success playing StarCraft 2, kind of low for how long, right? But he sticks with it, and he continues to show good games. In some seasons, he looks very strong. And I feel like that's something very admirable. Okay, it's very easy to keep playing, I think, when you're Cyril and you win every tournament in the world and you're going to become a millionaire at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
But for Keen, this is a guy that has, for, like, how good he's kind of been and how long he's been around, he's underperformed compared to his peers at least.
And I love the story of the player that keeps playing for years, in this case, almost a decade, and he's finally gotten to that next step. Of course, the question is, can he keep the ball rolling? I certainly don't think nerves are going to be a factor here for Keen. But to go up against Trap, who is ranked 3 in WCS points.
Yeah.
Maybe 4, I can't remember, 3 or 4. But
3.
And he's going up against a player who's just very good, very robust, knows how to play the matchup in every which way. Let's see. It's a best of 5 finally for Keen. Can he take on Trap? Well, we're going to find out now. Map 1 is on Cyber Forest. $4,001.
Ew, they destroyed my beautiful number.
No.
Africa S2, Keen.
By the way, guys, that's matches.
Matches.
Not even games.
Yeah. Keen's been around since that was a tiny number.
Jin Air Green Wings, Trap.
Yeah, man. It's kind of funny, actually, right? We had the original group of StarCraft 2 pros, which included Keen and some other players. Then the Kespa team switched over, and there was a question in some people's minds, not in your or my minds, about whether or not the Kespa pros would come to dominate.
Right.
They most certainly did. In fact, I recall there was one season where the only non-Kespa pro that made it into GSL, like all the best pros went into Kespa teams like Maru and stuff, the best non-Kespa pros joined the teams. And then the only true non-Kespa pro in one season was DRG, which was like this really fun thing, right? He was like the last holdout of the old guard. But over time, you know, things change and skill levels change. Some people retire, new pros came, but Keen has always kind of been around. And yeah, I don't know. It's this. I have a lot of respect for it, Tastes. I think because I see myself in Keen somewhat as someone who just won't quit. I just
totally
keep playing, and he keeps playing. And
so
it's
many
like,
people, especially in gaming, just give up.
Yeah.
Or you'll see this especially on online forums, is people trying to convince themselves or other people to not invest time in a game because it's like too late.
Yeah.
Or
it's too hard.
It's too
or you
hard.
don't have the talent or whatever it might be.
And you know, first of all, that's a kind of weird, depressing, self-defeatist attitude in of itself. But someone like Keen is just here. He loves the game. He keeps trying. He's been showing up, and he's now here in the round of 8. And I think that's really worth celebrating.
It's super respectable. Hats off to Keen. I hope that he delivers tonight. I mean, now that would be a story if he were to win or something, right? Let's not forget, Gumiho was the same person as Keen almost until he won his GSL.
This is very important to point out. It was only a few years ago that Gumiho was another Terran.
It was 2 years ago, right? 2 years?
2.5? I think.
Maybe.
But he was always, my God, it's just not going to see that.
Well, it sees an SCV sitting there.
See if he connects the
I
dots.
think Trap will connect the dots. But we'll see about that. Anyways,
that's where you got to immediately start a starport and then cancel it.
Oh my God! I guess he
doesn't see it.
He has no idea. But yeah, you know, who knows? Who knows? Let's see what Keen has here. We see that he's prepared a very odd strategy. Look at this. I mean, whoa! He actually jukes it. That's really. I mean, this situation so far, he saves that. Plus, he's going to get a couple Hellions out. So. Right now, Trap completely unaware of what's going on.
I wonder if he's got this timed out perfectly so that he'll have another Hellion so the Oracle's not going to be there.
Yeah,
you're always a little
sure.
bit worried once you're hiding something in their base because you know the moment it's found, they can react.
Yeah, if the Oracle's halfway across the map and he goes in, he's going to be in really good shape. Look at how many he's making. This is ballsy as hell. Because if this gets scouted, man, like the Oracle flies over it or something, you're so screwed. Waiting for 3, it's like there's a possibility of 0 damage and there's a possibility of a lot of damage.
He hasn't sent the Oracle out yet. He's waiting for the second Oracle to come.
3 Hellions. Uh-oh,
okay,
2 Oracles in the main.
Okay, he immediately is going to turn these on. And, well, it doesn't pay for itself. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
Only 4 probe kills.
You know, 4 is, you know, it doesn't pay for itself. That's certainly true. It wasn't completely terrible, right? 0 probes, you're like, oh God. But it's also keeping the Oracles back, so that's damage not happening to him. That's buying him plenty of time to get turrets up.
Correct.
He knows that this is going to be a 3 Oracle attack. It generally is nowadays, but he's like 100% sure of it, so we will see turrets go up, I would imagine.
But
yeah, okay, there you go, turret.
I think this also means Trap can comfortably take a 3rd and tech up.
Yes, definitely.
And the Oracles can be used to tag medevacs, to defend.
Yeah.
To tag Widow Mines. It's so, although Trap's build is now being pushed into a different direction, I still like this position for him more. Head, he waited, and I think, frankly, for Keen, he probably should have been prepared to move in when the 3rd Oracle would have been out and across the map, maybe even get 4 Hellions here. I think that's the moment you want to attack in.
You think you time it out for a 3 Oracle move out?
Well, I mean, if it's not spotted, the more Hellions you have in their main, the better.
Did he know that it was Stargate? Did the Reaper see that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, but...
Because that could be an interesting piece of it. Like, if you see the Stargate, maybe you can time it. If you don't, you got to be careful, because eventually they're going to put a pylon on the edge of the base, that type of thing. At the end of the day, I think it comes down a little bit to... a little bit of randomness, a little bit of luck there based on what your opponent's doing. Oops. I like how he just kind of has a factory on the side of the map making Widow Mines.
Yeah, unfortunately, this factory has not done really anything. 5 gates are coming down, Zealot legs, as well as the armor upgrade.
Some nice tagging. I believe he has like 4 Oracles right now, which is pretty crazy. A lot of great upgrades, as you said.
They're great for defending here.
Yeah, just tagging. I mean, even their damage output is really reasonable.
Yeah, you can just spray down all these Marines.
What do you think about this? 3 Marines. Huh.
I don't know. Maybe Keen's a little bit wiggly.
It seems like it did fine, and he's going to get out with the rest of it, right?
Well, is he going to get away?
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I guess the Trap wasn't immediate in trying to stop the medevac.
Yeah.
So we've got all those gateways done. The Templar Archives is on the way. And we're going to have another drop. It's coming here towards the southern part of the map. Trap is much more interested in just trying to build up. We have a 3rd command center being made. There it is, another tagging of that. We are going to have a later 3rd base here from Keen. I don't know if we're going to have a push, but Keen's 3rd base is considerably later than Trap's.
That's definitely true. Okay, so with this medevac in there, he doesn't make a move with the other one. Doesn't really get that much damage done. I guess it's tagged, so really you can't. Yeah, I feel like we're getting into a situation where Keen is going to have to turtle for a little bit. The army's going to be a bit too strong for Trap right now. And look at that composition, too. 4 Phoenixes, 3 Oracles right now flying around as a group.
Well, it certainly makes it harder to drop.
Yeah.
Or really get away with anything. And basically, every time you send medevacs out, like we're seeing right now, you are at risk.
Yeah, you're gambling with this a little bit. Like, if you keep lots of pressure in other areas, maybe you can kind of figure out where the flying units are. But if your double medevac drop, for instance, gets caught, You are in so much trouble, mister.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
The armies
yeah.
are in between this. What? Oh, SCV's pulled. No, I'm sorry. He's expanded.
Yeah.
I got excited. Oh, it's a special time to attack. So
that's exactly what you were like.
Yeah. No, it's you just see the armies moving around. You see SCVs coming. You're like, here we go, guys.
Yeah.
So the Protoss army is actually not going to be attacked in here.
Whoa.
That's some value right there.
Yeah, that was a good Widow Mine.
So Protoss taking a 4th, Terran on a 3rd. The air army's still roaming. Army's still tagged here.
You know,
can you just attack him as trap here?
I think it's dangerous. Yeah, I think it's a little bit dangerous to attack him
just
right now, but he doesn't really have he doesn't have mines or anything we don't have like liberators or anything there. You know, as these ghosts come out, it's going to become even more dangerous. Thing is, I think that the actual best play from Trap is to do exactly what he's doing. Like, maybe there's an attack there, and I know I could name a few players that would probably go attack right now, and maybe it would work, and I'm like, I didn't think he should do that, but he did, and it worked, a.k.a. Hero.
Yeah.
But, like, I think taking a 4th base, continuing upgrades, and getting into splash damage, that stuff's your bread and butter, you know?
I guess if you already have a tempo advantage as far as expansions goes, why would you not just keep that lead instead of trying to suddenly...
You're not really taking damage anywhere. You're just... Everything's scaling well in your army, I would say. Yeah, you know, I feel like it's a good position for Trap still. The Ghost coming out, I feel like that's the time where Keen needs to try to make something happen. I love the turrets, though. Like, there's a lot of supply in the air right there, you know?
Yeah. Well, so
that's like 19 supply, and the turrets really counter it well.
You don't want the Phoenixes in a fight to get over there and get the pickups for the Oracles to distribute the extra damage.
Yeah. Turrets really have high DPS, too.
This might be a moment where Protoss is simply waiting for Terran to then take the next base before he attacks in. Because Trap, in a lot of ways, has finished the job. He has a maxed out army. He's now going to get Thermal Lance, Blink, the rest of his upgrades, another Forge, and just kind of go in here for the late game. Good pickup there.
I see 2 Vikings at a time being made, and there's 2 Vikings that are flying around. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. You're playing against this many Phoenixes and Colossus. You have to have, this drop's starting to pay off less and less, but you have to have like serious Vikings if you want to make Vikings. You have to really, truly shred everything that they have in the air. Because if your Vikings just sit there and fight Phoenixes and then your whole army dies, it's like, well, that was the most waste you could ever have had.
This is one of the problems when there's a number of Phoenixes out already and you're behind in that Viking count.
Sometimes it's better to just make more Marauders or something.
Right, and try to fight in a big open area. Because if they have even a few Phoenixes, the Vikings, they don't shoot that fast. And they don't kill Phoenixes that quickly. Oh, my God.
Good EMP, I guess.
You can tell how bad that was. Artosis makes that sound where it sounds like he cut his finger, but he's actually casting.
That's what I normally sound like.
Oh, really? That factory, never done. Never a day's rest for this factory that's been in this game the entire time.
It's too bad, too. Widow Mines can be helpful here. All right, he's making 4 Vikings at a time. If we hit a critical mass of Vikings here, I'm talking, you need at least 12 Vikings.
But can Protoss attack in before that moment comes? It seems like it would be a good time to do that.
He's actually going to have a really healthy amount of Vikings. Yeah. In a minute here. These next 3 pop out, yeah.
He's going to attack it now. Oh, Disruption. Well, we're going to see a Phoenix fight up there, too. Okay. Great EMPs there. It's kind of an odd angle for both sides.
Keen's micro good, though.
Yeah, good EMPs.
Well, that was a good disruption ball. But these Vikings are seriously going to town. This is what he needed. Absolutely. Look at that. He eradicates the Colossus. The Phoenixes are no more. Pulls back the Oracle, so that's good. Oh, look at this. He's got a group out on the map, too. That has potential to cancel the base for sure. Oh, but these disruptors, that's kind of the scary thing here.
Oh, small counterattack here is
Yeah.
going to deny this base.
Yeah, not bad.
Virtually all the supply here of Trap is actually going into this fight. The disruption balls come in. Some ground is being gained. Another good connection.
Ooh, yeah, nice,
Landed the
nice
Vikings.
split there.
Let's see if they can kill him like they did those Ultras in the Dark games.
Hey, they're fighting well right now.
Oh, not for long. Oh, no.
Yeah, Disruptors are really the true counter to Vikings.
Yeah.
But you know what? He held on there. He didn't actually lose much of his economy. He killed many of the valuable units of his opponent, and he denied a base. The thing is, Trap expanded again up to the north during all this, so Trap very much on top of things as well. You know, watching Keen here, it's not exactly like watching Maru. He's bringing his own flair, though. He's playing well. It feels like Trap is playing really, really well, but Keen's playing well.
Trap is very dead set on moving through this area. Now, if he can get onto the low ground and control this, he's going to cut off 3 separate locations from the Terran and probably ruin a lot of the rallies for a little bit here. War Prism
Look at this.
coming up.
It's funny to watch this army. Just blink Disruptor.
Okay, he comes forward. Is this a soft spot? Can he break in here? Now he needs to start preempting, shooting these disruption balls out here.
Wow, the micro of Keen is very good. Great splitting. He's targeted down some of the Disruptors as well, but the army of Trap might be a little bit too strong here. Still rallying out a lot of units. Marauders coming down to help fight, but those Zealots get on top of them.
Oh my god, I think Trap might have actually just done enough damage.
Yeah, I think so. Hold on, the Viking flank.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
Dude.
There is something to Stalker Disruptor where it's like very scary, but if miscontrolled, won't kill anything.
Yes. Well, if you miss your disruptions, it's like none of your units do anything.
Yeah. Okay,
Not
so
a lot of
Colossus tech. The Vikings are on the ground.
Not so much splash damage
Let's
here.
see if Vikings on the ground can kill Colossi too.
He's about to have 3-3. If Keen can hold on a little bit longer and get rid of these Colossi.
Well, hold on. This splash damage is doing a lot. There's a lot of workers are going to be picked off. Another Colossus is coming out here.
He does get his +3 attack.
All right. But I think the damage might already be done, Artosis.
Yeah,
I think we're at the tipping point. GG. Trap takes game 1. But I'll tell you what, Keen looked pretty good.
Yeah, Keen looked pretty good. Like, Trap's PVT is top form right now, one of the best PVTs in the world. We've seen him dominating so many Terrans in the matchup. But yeah, Keen, he did bring his own flair. He fought pretty well. I think he overutilized medevac drops against a Phoenix build, and that's always dangerous.
Yeah, he was almost playing his own game there. It was like he wasn't reacting or respecting what the other player was doing.
Yeah.
But Keen looked pretty good. Oh, we got whistles in this song. There's like a rival caster yelling at us.
I miss music like that.
Okay, well, the guitars are back, and game 2 is about to be here now. Keen looked good, but wasn't quite dancing the same dance that his opponent was, and it cost him. We're going to go to Thunderbird for map number 2. Keen finally in the round of 8 after almost 9 years. Let's see if he can turn this one around and get it tied up 1-1. Otherwise, it's going to be Trap with a 2-0 lead and be 1-1 away from going on to the round of 4 in the GSL.
Fight!
Africa S2, Keen. Jin Air Green Wings, Trap.
You know, let's not forget that game opened up with a factory float that didn't do a lot. And, you know, it was interesting. I wonder how much of that was reactive from Trap to go into the quick charge with the Phoenixes, because if you're going like charge Phoenix and your opponent has his factory at home, that can be more dangerous because they can mix Widow Mines into a larger Bioforce to try to hit you. And obviously Mines are pretty good against both those units. So, you know, it's It's hard to say if that's like something that was pre-planned or not.
To be honest, Keen was at a disadvantage early on.
A little bit.
He was not spotted with the factory. The Hellions, he got to get 3 of them out, but as he came in, it was the third Oracle popping out. So immediately, the Oracle does damage much more quickly to the Hellions, and the Hellions can even damage the probes. So he kills that off. There's a factory now that didn't do almost anything despite being used the whole time. Blocking nexuses, making widow mines, all sorts of stuff. So Keen was in a bit of a disadvantage after his initial strategy didn't work. Here in Game 2, he's opening up in a much more conventional way. He's just trying to get an expansion out here. We'll see if Trap wants to do anything crazy or if Keen wants to mix it up as the game progresses. But so far, we could have a more standard game, and maybe Keen will be able to get the upper hand this time around and win.
Maybe. Stargate coming out again from Trap. Factory in the main base, though, for Keen.
Let's see if it's going to be 3 Oracles.
I think
again.
Very likely it should be something similar to that last game. I don't know if he's going to make as many Phoenixes once again. But yeah, the 3 Oracle play is pretty strong.
Part of what happened in the last game is because he got his Oracles out, the factory was lifted. You're then able, look at this Reaper go.
Yeah, that's some Maru level micro, to be honest.
You're oftentimes able to then take a 3rd base. They're just on 2 bases. You might as well just take a 3rd. They don't have the same type of production muscle.
I'm excited, actually. I'm really excited to see what Keen is going to try to pull off here. All right, so he's throwing down a tech lab. Probably Banshee. And this could be leaning towards the Trap's, you know, like of Oracle play.
Okay.
Well, the fact that he keeps him at home makes the Banshee seem a little bit weirder.
So the Oracle's coming.
Could be a Raven, though.
Maybe it is a Raven. Some kind of special timing attack.
Yeah, some of the Raven builds can be pretty cool. You get those disables off on the right unit and sometimes bust through.
Okay, it's going to be Banshee Cloak. Oh my god. The Adept just comes in.
Just walks in like he owns the place.
Yeah. Opens up the cupboard, takes the cookies. I mean, this guy doesn't even ask.
Yeah. Eating whatever he wants.
He gets on the house owner's computer, changes his mouse settings without asking.
Oh, that's the worst.
That triggers me, dude.
That's the worst.
When someone's over at my house and I come on there and the mouse is a different setting, I'm like,
that's bad.
You are in trouble.
It's a good thing I have that stuff memorized, because if I had to test to refine it, never coming over again.
Oh, this Reaper's like, I can do it too. I'm going to get your cookies too.
Yeah, and he does.
And he does. He does not get to change the mouse settings, though.
Great scout. All right, cool.
So the Banshee's now headed out. The 3rd base is being taken here. We do have a command center, a 3rd one for the Terran that's just started. And so they could roughly get their 3rd bases up at the same time.
Yeah, pretty close.
Should be a little bit of a lead here for Trap, but we'll have to see how.
Especially because you normally get the orbital before you fly it too, so. That's okay, though. Protoss generally does get the quicker 3rd.
I'm most interested in how many kills this Banshee may get.
Well, he canceled Cloak, and I think he's keeping it back because it got scouted. So he might save that for, like, the most random time ever.
So when there's, like, Protoss is on a 4th base or trying to push out, then the Banshee will run in.
Maybe, yeah.
Just try to get a bunch of probe kills.
I think it's more useful than just sending it in right now.
Right.
I like
mindlessly, and then it dies.
Yeah.
I actually did not notice it was scouted there. So we have the Robo on the way here, too. And pretty soon, the Protoss is going to fill in these mineral patches with more probes. We'll eventually get the gateway explosion. For now, Protoss is basically just trying to be ready to stop any kind of attack coming here from the Terran.
Yeah, and I mean, he's choosing kind of the right techs here as well. He's playing very, very defensively right now. I think that's 4th and 5th racks coming up right now, likely. Oh wait, no, it's 2nd and 3rd. I'm sorry, that was a very much quicker 3rd command. Anyways, he has his double E-bays going. He's making some siege shanks, kind of some defensive plays here from Keen.
Oh, he's going to try to shade up. He does get to see exactly what's going on. Good scout. Sees the 3rd landing here as well. 5 gates coming down. Blink about halfway done.
Yeah, I got to force this Adept off finally. Well, no big surprise there. Keen has occasionally gone mech in the matchup, but not really that much in tournament matches. Oh, that's annoying.
Well, also, Keen's military service is right around the corner here. So, oh, hold on.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going this year or next year, because it could mean either. I hear people say that it's coming right up, and then it's like a year later.
Yeah, well, they can postpone, but I believe Keen's old enough. It gets harder and harder to postpone.
One thing to mention: if he makes one more season of Codes, he gets the NST award. Ooh! Yeah, so
don't go yet.
Be kind of sad to leave at that point.
Yeah.
Not as sad as Supernova.
Oh my gosh. Okay, again, a lot more damage being dealt over here. Once more, a lot of the same ideas coming here. Zealot Legs is on the way. Now Protoss taking a 4th base. Protoss, I think, expanding a little bit more quickly than the Protoss did in the last game.
Double armory. What is that? What is that?
I'm actually glad you caught that, Artosis.
Is that a mistake?
Well, I don't know how you get double
right next to each
eBay and
other.
double armory. Are you just going to turtle on 3 bases?
There's a very
until
weird
the end of time.
There's a very weird mass siege tank bio build that I believe TY made a long time ago. But he sees 2 armory here. Kind of some annoying harassment. Are you really not going to get either of those? Oh my gosh.
Is he just going to go for the tanks? Okay. Yeah, that's also one thing you can do.
That looked like a weird attack.
Thought maybe he blinks on there, kills the tanks, and then all the stalkers die.
He canceled the 2nd armory. Okay, that was a mistake.
Okay.
Maybe he's a little bit shaken.
Well, there is probably a lot of pressure on him here.
Well,
you know, you have only one player to play. You're not in the group.
He never makes it this far, right?
No. Well,
so that
once
in
a
and
long,
of
long time ago
can make you have a lot of pressure.
You can freak yourself out when the pressure's on.
Yeah. What?
Hope he's coming back. Psych!
I like it.
Oh, double psych.
Oh, triple psych!
Oh, everybody got psyched. All of chat is psyching right now. So, Protoss continues to build up. Storm is coming. All the rest of the pieces of what you need to take on even the scariest Terran army are about to be here. Terran is not with a 3rd yet. Maybe Terran is more interested in pushing on 3 bases than taking the 4th and defending. Actually, I guess we're getting that answer right now. It looks like Terran is pushing.
His 2-2 is still on the way.
This is happening the moment that Storm finishes, although there's no Templars I'm seeing on the screen right now.
Does this seem like an attack that can work to you?
Whose?
Keen's.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime that major upgrade like Psystorm finishes, I don't think that's a...
it's like an anti-timer.
Yeah. It's like, well, this is... Oh, nice.
Yeah, a little bit scary right now. That is a lot of Zealots. Yeah. I don't know if attacking up this hill is the right choice, though.
Okay, he lost some of those Zealots there. He's going to go for some Storm Drops here on top of the army. Beautifully done. Ooh. Completely annihilates that down there. Oh, man. Yeah, I think that was an anti-timing. You know, it is crazy when you take the top 16 players and then cut that into the top 8 and then cut that into the top 4. The difference in skill, even then in StarCraft 2.
It's really true.
This game is pretty hard.
It really is. Keen's a very good player, but
he's so good.
Trap just looks better.
Yeah. I mean, this is just, it's insane, the difference. Poor Keen. I don't know that Keen is dead yet, but this is a very uncomfortable position that Terran can't allow to have occupied here by the Protoss for much longer, and I don't see any way of realistically stopping that.
No.
The algorithm that Trap followed is clearly better than the one Keen did to get to this spot in this game.
Yeah, he's looking pretty darn strong right now. Keen is trying to hold on everywhere that he can. Feels like Trap has had just a slight lead at all moments in these games.
GG. Trap with a 2-0 win. But not a victory in this best of 5. He's going to have to win 3.
Yeah,
the thing is, Keen is just like, how do I say this and be nice?
Be mean, Pace. It's okay.
It's just like, we're watching a guy. I don't know. Actually, it's too mean what I was going to say.
A lion eat a gazelle?
No. That's an old one. That's an old Tasis one. Looks like you've been following my career for a long time, Artosis.
You caught me red-handed.
Yeah.
Been a fan for a long time, Tasteless.
It's like, you know when, like, your little brother brings over one of his little friends and he wants to play you in a game that he's never played before?
Yeah.
And you're just going to dunk on him and smash him because you don't care about his feelings?
Yeah.
And you're, like, faster and smarter. And you've also just played the game more and stuff. And yeah, that's what this is like.
Ooh.
It's brutal. And Keen's good, man. But
Yeah,
that's
he's
the difference
good.
right now between two players in the top 8. If Keen could turn it around, it'll be on the map Acropolis, as that is map number 3.
You know what it feels like to me, Tasteless? Is that, like, Keen loves Yu-Gi-Oh! And he has, like, a lot of the cards and stuff, but Trap has all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, all the best cards. And he's just like, hey, my deck's better than yours.
Yeah.
And I'm better at playing it, too, by a bit.
That's the worst kind of way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Give him your energy.
Africa S2, Keen.
What we need to do is turn the letters around. Neek, change the K to a B.
Oh,
change his
damn.
race.
Jin Air Green Wings, Trap.
Well,
and
we
then
know
maybe
who
Trap's
that-
in trouble.
Yeah, well, he certainly would be in trouble then.
Yes.
We know that Neeb beats Trap PvP. That's already been tested years ago.
Then maybe then he's got a chance. This time, Keen does not go for a proxy or anything.
No, still playing. Well, I say normal, but game 1 wasn't really normal. But now we wait. Does Trap just go Stargate again? Is he just too comfortable with it? Too confident?
I mean, sometimes when you have one player that you know you can beat and you're going to bracket, and you know all the other players are watching because they're trying to figure out who they might face and, you know, start cooking some ideas on how to handle, you know, that player's play style. Sometimes it's better to just have a generic build. You know what kind of build you want? If the builds are cereals, you don't want your Fruit Loops, you don't want your Raisin Bran, you don't want your Wheaties. You want the bigger bag that's at the bottom, the generic stuff.
Yeah.
That was not as good and was cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
You want those kind of builds.
Yeah.
And they came in big bags. They weren't in fancy boxes, and there were never toys in them.
No, there were never toys in them.
You want that kind.
Yeah. The off-brand Cheerios.
Off-brand Cheerios, yeah. It's like Circle-Eos or something terrible like that.
And you don't have any milk to put in them, so you put your Mountain Lightning from Walmart into them.
There you go, your Mountain Lightning, because you can't afford Mountain Dew.
Yeah. That's the real sad breakfast.
That's the sad one.
It's the true sad breakfast.
Yeah.
It's your birthday, and your parents forgot, so they buy you the truck at the gas station, the Hess truck.
The cheap garbage truck. I didn't mean truck that moves garbage. I mean a toy that is garbage.
Both.
You know, it breaks.
Truly.
It breaks the same day you're playing with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we might see here. Well, I say that, but now he's going to.
Yeah, he's going to Twilight.
So I went ahead of this myself with this joke. But it is sometimes a good idea if you want to completely mask everything else that you can do. Why not do that?
Yeah, I think you can throw your opponent off too. And the thing is, if it's just a straight up strong build, he did different branches off of it in games 1 and 2, anyways. One game Charge and Armor, maybe because the factory was out on the map. The other game Blink.
Blink. This time around.
Yeah, Blink just coming up. Nothing too crazy at the moment. Cyclone on the way. Huh. He cancels the Cyclone as he gets in and sees that he absolutely does not need it. Uh-oh.
Oh, wow, he can get right behind here. There's just not enough to defend.
That's a fresh mule, too. Yeah, that's good. I like that he sends a mule in the main.
I thought for a second he was going to get in the main, too. I'm like, are you serious? Okay, the Robotics Bay is coming down as well. This is actually pretty bad, guys, to interrupt this much mining early on.
Yeah,
and you're not losing anything as Protoss.
You're losing shade energy.
Shade energy is an infinite resource, Artosis, just like love.
Or hate.
Or hate.
Hate is an infinite
Don't forget, guys,
resource.
there's always enough hate to fill the entire world.
That's true.
That's a good twist on that that line, Artosis. I like that.
Infinite hate.
Or hate. You know, you can hate as many things as you want.
Yeah. You know, just because I hate one Protoss build doesn't mean I don't have more hate in my heart for another.
Okay, Stim starting just as Blink finishes. And we have the Robo support bay coming down.
I imagine he's going to be going into Colossus, but it would be kind of cool to see that Blink Disruptor again. What is Keen's plan?
I don't know, man, but it better work. Looks like, unless this probe is just there and forgotten about, we'll have a third base coming here shortly.
Look at that, 3 more gates.
Oh, maybe he actually wants to put the probe there and actually try to mislead him. Like you scan, you're like, oh, dude, he's going to make a Nexus any second now.
It certainly makes you very safe, right? Like, this build that we're seeing going into Colossus Tech before your Nexus and adding 3 more gates when you already have Blink, you're not going to die. That's for sure. Nothing can kill you.
I don't think you have to play the most efficient game here. The way that the last 2 games have looked. Just have enough. Also, Keen seems to get in some weird spots in some of these late games. Like that last game where he pushed. Like, I don't really know what that was. Like, I don't know why he'd do that. Storm had just finished.
He didn't even get very far. He was barely outside his base.
Yeah. No, he was basically just not turtle up at home, and Protoss just Hulk smashed him.
Yeah. Well, the Observer's getting some good scouting off.
Looks like he does see it now. And it dies. Nicely done.
Small victory.
Thermal Lance as well as Charge is coming. Are we going to have a push?
Yeah. You definitely have to. Like, you can't...
Well, you can't just sit on 2 bases.
You don't just sit here with this amount of production. He should be making his 3rd behind this as well. See what he can do with this pressure. I mean, maybe there'll be 1 Colossus in the battle without Thermal Lance, but that's about it. The second, I guess, will pop out in time. Oh, man.
That sucks.
Glorious combat is upon us.
Is it glorious combat that's upon you? 1 shade.
Well, upon the Protoss,
glorious combat.
Yeah.
Stim down, killed so fast, under a second.
Or as we click the medevac and it goes, I'm scared.
Yeah.
And it should be because he just lost.
Yeah, tell my wife I.
Yeah. Oh my. I don't see a 3rd command center behind this.
All right.
Is this some sort of weird wonky push?
It's called YOLO.
Oh my gosh.
And it never got more real until you died in GSL.
Ooh, his Reapers can get up there now.
Took me a second. Like, what?
Oh, man, that's important.
He's got a power, though, Charge. It's actually pretty important.
Yeah, I mean, Charge is important. I'm not sure, like, he's waiting so long to do anything, it's making me really nervous.
I think Keen might be really nervous, too, Artosis.
Could be.
3rd base is just now started. Ugh.
Let's hit the power.
He's going to push up here.
Okay, he has another army coming in as well. Maybe he eliminates the 3rd during this. I mean, that's a hard position to attack into. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I mean, this isn't terrible, right? He's being very annoying with this. He's not really losing anything. So that's good. Charge is done, though. It's kind of a scary-looking army, truthfully.
Yeah, but as time passes, man, I mean, it's hard to get in here with these Colossi out, right? Every time you fire, you're going to eat a shot of those Thermal Lances. He might try to pick up and loop back. Oh, no, there's siege tanks and siege
dragged him into a lot of mines there, but yeah, it seems like there's enough here from Trap.
There we go, into the main.
Oh, okay.
Watch this.
Oh, recall.
Okay, I'm just not sure about Keen's strats in his best of 5. It just seems like Trap is always just getting ahead, and it's not from fights or extreme timing attacks. It's like if you leave him alone, Trap's better with his building blocks than Keen is.
Yeah, well, I feel like what we're watching this game is what Trap is doing probably worked quite well in practice. But unless he was practicing against like stats, he's not practicing against someone good enough to really emulate what Trap can do, I think, in a defensive PBT, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, what we're seeing is just Trap is playing just a very clean, excellent game.
Okay, this is a push that's going to ignore the third, as this is a less likely defended location and actually interrupts the reinforcements from merging. We do have a counterattack here. There's enough pylons he could try to warp in an army to try to fight that. And now he shoves into the third. There's nowhere to get, no way to easily get these SCVs out. It appears that Trap is going to either recall soon at that Nexus or just give up that location entirely because he can take out the natural as well, which basically keeps Keen on one base.
Yeah, a lot of SCVs out on the map. Maybe he can hold on up here. The blink forward into a bunch of Marauders. Not sure how smart that was.
Well, he's killing all of the workers here.
Yeah, he's killing quite a few of them. I'll give you that.
And I think there might be barely enough. You know, these Terran bases are sort of set up like ant farms that the Protoss army can't quite get through.
Well, they're in another way they're like ant farms. When the Protoss who owns the ant farm walks up the ramp, he can still kill all the ants in it.
Yeah, that's true. They are, at the end of the day, ants.
Especially if he pours water into the ant farm.
Ooh, Artosis. Dude, the image, oh, that's so sad. Where did you get that from?
Watching this game, Tasteless.
When I was a kid, I killed a bunch of ants, Tasteless. I'm a psychopath. Thanks, Artosis. I murdered a lot of insects as a child, Tasteless. I know all sorts of things.
Oh.
Well, not only, you know what that was like? That game was like watching Artosis versus an ant farm, and he had a glass of water in hand. Yeah. Wow. Okay. We're going to go to an interview now. Keen, God, just powerbomb.
Yeah, he did.
You know in fighting games where they're beating up the guy and then they break the floor and they fall through, and then the combo continues and he dies? That's what happened to Keen. But look, we got Trap in the top 4. We've got half our players in the top 4. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Let's go to that interview now, see how Trap's feeling. He's moved on. Yep.
It is truly unfortunate for Keen, but Trap is the second player to move on to the round of 4.
조성우 선수 만나보겠습니다. 축하드립니다.
Congratulations.
감사합니다.
Thank you.
시원시원하게 3대
And that
0으로
was
진출했습니다.
a one-sided victory, a 3-0 win.
4강 소감부터 들려주세요.
How do you feel?
일단 다전제 하면서
Well, playing the best of series.
수월하게 이기는 게 오랜만인 것 같아요.
You know, I think it's been a long time since I last won
2019년
the CD.
GSL 원탑 프로토스라는 점에는 아무도 이견이
And you're
없을 것
probably
같습니다.
the unanimous
원탑이세요.
favorite in terms of Protoss right now.
그런가요?
I don't know.
아무도 이견을 제시하지 못할 것
I don't think anyone can really
오늘 경기 사전 인터뷰
dispute
때도
that.
어떠한 불안감이나 걱정도 느껴지지
And
않았었어요.
it felt like you weren't worried at all coming to this round of 4 today.
아니요, 3대 0은 솔직히 예상.
Honestly, I didn't predict the 3-0.
항상 연습 때 이기던 상대들이어도
Since the players that I always beat in scrims, when it comes down to best of series, I always lose a single set or something. So I never predicted the 3-0, but I'm just really happy that I won 3-0.
경기 양상을 별로 좋아하지 않아요. 어떠한 특이점이 없이
Honestly, I don't like these type of games,
압도해서
and there weren't any like
별로
really
없는
unique
그런
characteristics in the game.
아까 말씀하셨던 그런 테란전 깨달음이 뭔지
And it felt like you
좀
really
설명해
did
주실 수
hone your
없을까요?
PvT skills. Trap.
깨달음, 제가 말을 잘못했는데 깨달음이라기보다
I feel like
그냥
I didn't really come to an understanding, but it's just that I'm really good at PvT.
정말 자신만만한 답변인 것 같습니다.
I'm very confident of you, Trap.
조성우 선수가 이번만큼은 우승할 수
And
있을까?
Trap, this time, many people are questioning whether you can win the
그래서 이번
championship.
4강이 정말 중요할 것
So this round of
같습니다.
4 is very important to you, Trap.
조성주 선수와의 팀킬이냐
Trap,
아니면 신이범 선수와의
is it going to be a team kill with Maru, or is it going to be a match against Ragnarok? If Maru does come up, you'll have to play against your fellow junior member.
패를 만든 주인공이기도 하거든요.
And he has beaten you before.
어떤 점에서 까다로운가요?
And you know, how picky is Maru as an opponent?
그냥 잘해요. 그냥
Well, Maru's just playing good.
그래가지고 다른 테란들이랑은 좀 다른.
So compared to other Terrans, he's really unique and distinct.
만약 신유범 선수가
If
올라온다면
Ragnarok
요즘 기량이
comes out on top,
오른 저그입니다.
he is a really scary Zerg player,
오히려 더 어렵다고
and Zerg in the current
말씀하셨거든요.
meta looks really fearsome.
선수라도 어려울까요?
It's gonna be a hard one.
패치되고 나서.
Well, after the patch.
공실력이면은 토스가 이길 수 없다는 생각이
I feel like if the skills are equivalent, the pros can win. But currently, I'm working on the PvZ matchup.
어떻게서든 잘 해봐야
So I think I'm just gonna have to try hard.
GSL 첫 4강의 첫 결승 그리고 이번 시즌 첫 우승일지 모두가
And is it gonna
주목하고
be
있는데요.
your championship title this time around, Trap? And any last message to your fans?
기분이 너무 편하고요.
I'm just really feeling comfortable. I'm easing my mind right now.
꼭 결승 다시 올라가서.
Well, this season I want to make it to the finals again and win the championship.
그러기 위해서는
But in order to do that,
지금 원래 하듯이 초심 잃지 않고
I'm just gonna have to play like now and never lose my original mindset.
다시 한번 3연속 4강 진출
Once again,
축하드립니다.
congratulations on your win today, Trap. Thank you.
네, 지금까지
Thank you, Andy.
조성우 선수
Okay, well, we sort of knew that was going to happen.
확인해 보겠습니다.
It would have been cooler if Keen had done better, but I mean, it's already cool that Keen's been in the GSL this many times.
Yeah.
Hopefully he has another shot before he has to do his military service.
I hope so. I hope that's not the last we see him.
Dark and Trap here in the studio. Excuse me, in the Final Four. They were also here in the studio. But yeah, they're going to move on. We have half of the Final Four set up.
Who will also be in the studio tomorrow?
Huh? In the tomorrow? Well,
yeah.
I got some news for you.
What up?
Rogue Zest, Mario Ragnarok. Artos is tasteless. The fans. Andy will be there too.
Yeah.
Andy going to be there tomorrow? Okay. He says yes. Yeah, we're going to have 2 more best of 5s, and it's going to be 2 of these 4 players moving on to the Final Four.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Rogue and Maru.
Maybe Rogue and Ragnarok, though. I could see Maru beating Ragnarok. I think that's going to be a very good series.
That should be close.
I don't think that Zest will beat Rogue, but I mean, I'm ready, man.
By the way,
take me away, Zest.
Tomorrow we have this match. It's Tuesday today. We're back at our normal time on Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. KST. And for those of you watching this channel, you probably are not aware of this, but Korean Thanksgiving is starting on Thursday and goes through the weekend, so there's no Saturday cast.
That's right. So just make sure you tune in tomorrow. We'll have the round of 4 starting on Wednesday of next week, Wednesday, Saturday.
Yep. So join us tomorrow and then 1 week from then.
Yeah. And I know that this was kind of a quick match, so you're sitting there thinking, damn, that was kind of a quick match. Well, don't worry. Olima League is going on because it's Tuesday. So go check out Maynard's stream.
That's right.
He's casting it right now. And Olima League is just a fantastic tournament. So do it.
Yeah. Cool games today. A little bit shorter than what I've been getting used to. We've had some pretty long days here for this season of GSL.
That's true. Well, the first half was reasonably long, the TY Dark. It was a very, very weird series. And
I'm still trying to get a handle on that matchup for Terran and what they really need to do. You know, we talked about Protoss avoiding late game. Maybe that's what Terrans need to do as well. How easy that is to do, we'll have to see from the pros. But
yeah,
it does seem like Zerg just – it's very hard to make momentum if you're trying to match them tempo-wise in expansions and tech and everything. It seems like eventually their units math out to better consequences for the Zerg.
Yeah, it does seem that way right now.
You never know, though. People figure stuff out.
Yeah, so a lot of the games we've been watching do seem like Zerg is doing very, very well. Terran's having a bit of a hard time, and that's like across all matchups, I think. Which is funny because it doesn't feel like it's as much from the patch, even though the patch obviously did change some things. But I feel like
it seems like it's a
things
growth
are still
collectively.
Settling. Yeah, it's becoming like very steady. People know what they need to do right now.
We're going to continue to see this get solved or get worse as this GSL goes on. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. KST. We love you guys. Hang on to your tickets. We have a giveaway at the end of the show. Bye-bye.
This is my world.
Let's make it count.
I must practice tolerance.
Next, GSL Season 3. Reversal.